Hello, hello.
Hello,
Hello.
everybody.
Welcome to our Tuesday evening one shot. I put that in quotes because I've never successfully DM'd an actual one shot. So hope everyone's doing well this evening.
Also,
One quick note: you'll notice that there
yeah.
are 3 of the 4 promised people here this evening, and that is because as we speak, Tristan is having an issue where Elgato is refusing to acknowledge that he has a mic or a camera. So we're going to hang out for a second and stall a little bit for time. Sticking to our brand. Here we are doing the thing.
Incredibly
unprofessional.
unprofessional.
Unprofessional as ever. So thank you all for joining us. Just in case anyone's new or doesn't know who we are, I'm Ben Martin Mooney. I am your dungeon master this evening. And then occasionally I am also a player, which is a nice change of pace from being your forever DM.
You haven't DM'd in a long time.
I have not. I have successfully avoided my DM duties for a bit now, which has been lovely.
In his defense, he was DMing like 3 times a week during lockdown, which I think would burn anybody out.
Yeah, it got tiresome real quick.
Yeah.
Zeki, tell us about yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
Oh, well, I'm Zeki Alakaya, Zektown on most handles on the interwebs. I also DM a fair amount for the natural ones and also here. We've also, with our other group, I've taken my fair share of DMing, so that way give you a little bit of a break and enjoy having you as an actual player instead of forever DMing.
Appreciate it.
And I'm also a player in a number of A Tale of D20's games, with various podcast forms on that. So I'm like constantly busy. I think I'm like in like 4 or 5 campaigns now. We talked about it the one time.
It was an overwhelming amount of information.
Whenever I try to get him to give me a specific number, he's like, well, there's this one on Monday and this one on Tuesday and this one on Wednesday and this one's kind of 2 campaigns, but it's also 1 campaign. Okay, whatever. You're D&D constantly. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm Katie DeMatteis. I don't DM very much ever, so I'm not good enough for that.
That is not true.
I have DM'd. I DM'd a singular campaign. It feels generous to call it a campaign.
I love our campaign.
Oh, I did. I DM'd twice. I forgot that I DM'd for you guys. I still owe you a finishing touch to that. I guess 3 times if you count my. Okay, you know what? Fuck you, man.
There was a joke to be made there about finishing touches or being able to finish, whatever.
I believe that the last thing that happened was y'all plane shifted with a child named Amy Winehouse.
In an all bard group, which was.
That was super fun, actually, to DM.
Oh, that was so much fun. I was, what was it? DJ Khalid?
Yeah.
Yes, you're Khalid. Oh, that was fantastic. And then it ended up, it ended up essentially the 2 one-shots that I had DM'd, because of the plane shift, they melded them together. So now I need to figure out what the fuck to do with 8 PCs, I guess. 10 PC? How many of you are there? I don't even
There's
know.
An unlimited number of me.
That's true. I forgot you're an Echo Knight. But yeah. Cool. We are still stalling for Tristan. So that's fun. For anyone who missed it, his mic and camera are not acknowledging their existence within his computer setup. So he is currently muted and unable to be seen, which doesn't work super well for playing D&D.
Yes, it's true. And, as somebody who has frequently had to make the switch from PC to Mac for work.
That's true, yeah.
I will say this is sort of like still a learning process. And is maybe not quite as, I don't know. I feel like Mac OS is much more friendly
It's very
to learn
intuitive, yeah.
than Windows.
Yeah, Mac
So.
is very user friendly, super user friendly.
So just to get, kind of give everyone a rundown, the plan for this evening, of course, should we get this up and running, is a one shot that I have not read or prepped for either. Worth noting that I did kind of read through and just look at like who they would fight, because this is originally designed around 5 players and I have 3. So I didn't want to just like TPK our group in the first encounter, because that feels A, not fun to watch, and B, not fun to DM. So I've gone through and just kind of like made sure that I have some idea of what they're up against. However, I don't know who the NPCs are, or where we are, or who our player characters are. So this is like very much an improv session for everyone, which is generally how I DM. I think for the most part it's just improv, and then hope that I don't, like royally screw the canon, as opposed to meticulous planning.
I don't know about you, Zeki, but I haven't seriously reviewed my character since I created her. She's got lots of spells and I don't know what they do. So that'll be good and fun and wonderful. Read through all of them once just so that maybe it'll like itch my brain a little bit if we hit something where it feels like could be useful. But no, it's water. Someone said, are you drinking a big jug of moonshine?
It is. It's moonshine.
Water.
No, I do have actually Juneshine over here, which is not an official sponsorship, but someday. Which does sound distinctly like moonshine. So very close.
So how is everyone in chat doing while we're stalling for time? Anyone here go to Gen Con? It's a thing that happened in the last few days, which Katie and I were very sad to like be on Twitter and see all these like pictures of folks that we have come to adore, albeit from afar, and not actually have the opportunity to hang out.
That much if I drank that much moonshine, I'd be so fucked. Ben would have to carry me downstairs after this.
I have to carry you to the hospital, get your stomach pumped.
Yeah,
what I have to do.
That would not be a good scene.
Also true. Hopefully you will get to see us play. It depends on what happens with Tristan's computer.
Yes.
Or I guess we could try to run the 5-person one shot with 2 people.
Help! Help me!
Just have to like
what could possibly go wrong? I don't have to like adjust everything to less than half of the. It'll be fine. Yeah, totally.
I mean, how much trouble could Katie? Am I allowed to say your class?
Yes, I think I already posted it on Twitter, so it's not exactly.
It's not a big secret.
No.
How much
trouble say
could, it? Yeah. How much trouble could like one druid and one barbarian get into?
I mean, okay. I did not realize, because I've only ever multi-classed into druid, how absolutely fucking OP they are.
Yeah. Why do you think I'm playing a druid for the charity stream?
Well, that's why Hannah only ever, one of our friends who's going to be in the charity stream, they only ever play druids. And I didn't understand the appeal, and now I'm starting to get it because I rolled this character and I was like, holy fuck, she's perfect.
It's so cool.
She can do no wrong. What? All right. It is, let's see, where are we at? We're at 11 minutes after. Do you want to try to start it with 2 people and then hopefully we can throw in a third, or do you think it's fuck yeah? All right. The smallest little
just-
someone I had this conversation with someone on Twitter recently that there are some adventuring parties that are only 2 people and that's okay. And now I'm proving that. Hopefully. Maybe
Oh,
not.
well, I guess we'll find out, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
I am down to I would say down to clown,
around?
but
I like down to
Yeah.
fuck around.
I'm down to find out. Y'all can fuck around. I'm gonna
So-
find out. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna grab a sip of water.
Sip of shine.
Mm.
That's actually vodka, everyone.
Carbonated vodka. Ooh, actually,
Ooh.
never mind. Never mind.
Are you gonna put vodka through your soda stream? Is that what you're about to do?
It did occur to me that I potentially could carbonate alcoholic beverages.
I
to say,
sometimes
like-
have good ideas.
You know, like throw some gin, because gin feels more my speed than anything else, anyways. But all right, that's something for future me to fuck with, and hopefully not break a soda stream. So, before we dive in, why don't you guys introduce your characters, and then I will sort of set a scene with the information that is provided. Who wants to go first? Actually, no. You know what? Roll, both of you. Roll d20,
D20?
and yeah, we'll see who goes first.
I got 7.
I don't know what I got. I got a 2.
All right, Katie, go ahead. Tell us who you are.
Great. So my name's Emerlinda. I guess I'll describe her in the third person. She is a Fey woman in mid-adulthood. I don't know what that is in Fey years because I didn't do any research. So hundreds of years old? Question mark.
Sure.
Sure, great, awesome. Middle adulthood. She is. I know most Fae are generally thought of as being fairly short, but she stands at about 6 feet tall. She has long auburn straight hair, and her eyes are a purplish green color. They're kind of like when like what's the word for it? Like marbled. Like there's like a bit of each in the irises there. And she wears essentially a purple and green to match her eyes, loose-fitting pants and a loose-fitting tunic. And she could be described as attractive. She wasn't so intimidating and kind of scary. Just her overall presence is she's a lot. She's a lot. She feels like might be hard to, chat with her, get to know her, have a drink with her. And she, as Zeki did say, she is a druid, Circle of Dreams druid, in case anyone is curious.
Very cool.
And she's going to speak in a British accent, but I'm not quite ready for that yet.
Oh, I'm so ready for this.
All right, Zeki.
So I am playing a satyr barbarian named Barlin. I stand about 3.5 feet tall. Just like kind of jacked, like very jacked.
So fucking swole, man.
So swole,
Just like
Go to the
like,
gym
like,
every day.
and like
thicker front to back than you are top to bottom kind of deal.
pretty much.
So did you say 3.5 feet? It just
Yeah,
Mhm.
clicked in
3.5
my
feet.
Cool.
Yeah,
You're half my
yeah.
size. Got it.
Yes, and my legs, I do have a beautiful brown coat to match my hair, and on the sides of my forehead, I got my 2 horns coming up, like ram's horns. They curl back and around. Nice. I do have like the weird goatee eyes, but like my face is human. So real fun to
God.
stare at and look deeply into my eyes, everybody. It's super weird.
The sexual tension between these two is just palpable.
Just wait till you hear about the fact that I can climb. It is actually,
Goats
of-
are canonically
Great
fantastic climbers. Yeah.
not to make it any more weird, but it is part of my bestial soul. I have a climbing speed equal to my walking speed, and I can climb difficult surfaces, including upside down on ceilings. Granted, an ability check. It's
Upside
part of my
down.
subclass for the
Sure.
barbarian. Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
I am the path of the beast, so I let it all out, you could say.
Well done.
Wow, this went to a weird place fast.
Yeah,
Didn't take us long.
Did
Did
not.
not take long.
Classic form.
Beastie Boy.
Bestiality right
Oh.
off the bat.
Hey,
Beastie
Yeah,
Boy.
sorry.
Taylor.
Hey, what's up, Taylor? All right. Well, I'm gonna bring us in then and kick you off with a little bit of information here. So we find ourselves starting in the walled city of Beaverhead.
Yeah,
I didn't name this,
yeah, we are.
It's fine.
but boy, is it appropriate.
Ooh, I think you're gonna need to temper how many times you say that word because my reaction will not change.
Bevarhead, perhaps.
Okay, thank you. That's better.
So now it's as far as the city itself, it's relatively unremarkable. Beyond the fact that it sits atop an active volcano.
I should be taking notes, shouldn't I? That'd be helpful.
It's a one shot. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, on top of active volcano feels like critical information.
It might be. It might also not be. You just don't know.
Because Ben doesn't know either.
This is true. I have no idea. If you're just getting here, I've not read any further along in this than what I just said, besides skimming for an idea of what they're fighting, because there were going to be 3 instead of 5, but now we're at 2 instead of 3. So, things might get extra weird as we go.
And if Tristan gets his shit sorted, he will get thrown in here and it'll be great. But
Plane
we'll see.
shift in. It'll be a beautiful thing.
Yes.
So, oh boy, yes.
I thought you
that
were
is-
going to say a porno, but yes. Fair
I'm
enough.
both. Yes. So worth noting, right, that being able to build a city on top of a volcano requires that this volcano is not going to just like completely blow its stack, Mount St. Helens style.
Jesus.
Yeah,
fucking
totally.
Christ. Ah!
What is that a problem?
It's fine. Just keep
Okay,
going.
good. Okay, cool.
My head is somewhere that it's not going to come back from. So
There are no gutters in this city, so it's worth. Oh boy, we're not gonna get through this because the jokes are just coming in hot and thick.
why? Okay.
Beaverhead is ready to blow. That's all you need to know.
That's all you need. That's all you need. So, one of the no gutters. Yeah, wow, indeed. It's gonna be a night. Like I said, this is the reason that we can never get a one shot done in one shot, because it takes us so long to get all of the jokes that need to be made out of the way before we can proceed. That's like half of the session. So,
Do you remember the last one shot we played not on stream that it was about 45 minutes in and all we done was roll for various dick sizes? Because I do.
Yes, I do. I
Mhm.
do.
That was fun. Anyway,
yeah.
what's happening?
Legitimately 45 minutes. So, one of the reasons that this city is able to survive is because of the floating monastery that is sort of adjacent to the city itself, which is incidentally also the primary reason that people travel to this city in the first place. So it hovers directly above the caldera, and allegedly is what protects the city from eruptions. Whether or not that's the case, or there is in fact, like very cleverly designed inner workings that allow the magma to escape via other means or be rerouted magically to other places, is unclear. as the maintenance of the sort of like inner workings of the volcano are themselves very secretive. You two would know some about this place, so can you please make history checks? And I'm just going to say this is a pretty low DC, so as long as you don't completely screw this one up, you're going to get some good information.
I got a +6 to history, so if I screw this up, then I'm... Well... How's a 13?
I mean, the DC is a 10, so I will say...
All right, you're going to dice jail. You've rolled like shit. 2 seconds.
I got a 0.
Do you have a -1 to history?
I have a -2 to history.
Oh, shit.
And I rolled a 2. I got 0.
Nice. Rolling a 0 is truly like one of the best. One of the best feelings. You're like, no, I didn't get a 1. I got less. I did you one worse. Okay, so Katie, you know this. Zeki, not so much. This city was founded peacefully between a predominantly halfling and tiefling population in tandem with a group of driders, which go ahead and make Katie, I'll say because you're Zeki, you're a satyr. So if you guys both want to just roll general, so I'll say survival, intelligence, either of those.
Well,
for some ideas about what a drider is.
God fucking damn it. Dice. Okay, no. 8.
Okay.
In keeping with the lowest lows and the highest of highs, I rolled a natural 20, giving me a 21.
Ah, beautiful. Driders, you know all too well, are a half spider, half humanoid creature.
Yeah, they're creepy.
Yeah, it's totally fucked. Think centaur, but now replace the horse body with a spider body. Just horrifying.
Don't wanna.
Yeah, don't like. It is absolutely the stuff of nightmares. And they are typically very hostile to any outside encroachment. So for the first, 40 or 50 years that the city was sort of like in existence, there was this battle being fought between those that lived on the top side and those that lived underneath, which was the Driders. And eventually, because of the fact that the war was taking such an immense toll on both sides, rather than sort of this mutually assured destruction, they decided to come to some sort of an agreement. And the people from the city itself, Bavarhead, we'll say, ended up making a deal with the Driders. So now the citizens work in the monastery, which is a Drider monastery originally, and also work within the sort of like the myriad of tunnels underneath the mountain itself. And the purpose there being to, if there are ancient ruins that they are able to come across, which has happened on a number of occasions, there are artifacts that can be found, or if there are precious minerals, sort of the exchange between the two is, we find these things and provide them to the Driders, and in return, the Driders maintain their control over the volcano and its potential eruptions and allow life to, I wouldn't say to thrive. There are definitely downsides, but certainly to continue to coexist in a relatively peaceful manner.
My note says, give Driders things, Driders no let go boom.
Accurate. Yes, succinct. So
I want to know how these Driders are able to control sounds like a super volcano.
It does indeed. And do you know what, Zeki? I do too. Hopefully we'll get there at some point.
Okay.
We'll find out. I don't know. I honestly don't know if there is any answer.
The edge of my seat.
So you guys know that this piece has existed now for about 25 years, and it's been like um, relatively fruitful. But people do die, right? You know, mining accidents happen all the time. That sort of thing is relatively normal. However, recently you two were contracted by an employer for a different job that we won't talk about because I'm making it up as we speak. And
No, Ben, what was the job?
Yeah, what was the job, Ben?
What was the
you
job,
two
Ben?
had to unfuck a rhino. That was, I don't know. You had a job. Don't worry about it. It was a
Unfuck a
super
rhino.
cool, super top secret job that actually has been wiped from your memories by your employer. Aha.
Who's our
So-
employer? Do we know who that is?
Your employer is actually a mysterious person. They are very intentionally keeping themselves at a distance from you so that you don't know who they are. Yeah. So they operate via
Via text.
Yeah, effectively via text. There's a couple of spots in various large cities where you know if you've been contacted that you will have information and any equipment, coin that you may need, that sort of thing, waiting for you. And you were recently contacted by your employer because a previous group that they had sent to this town for a job that they gave you no details on because it's not relevant to what you're doing at this exact moment. Although they said,
Bezos.
should it become, essentially they're keeping tabs on you, and should it become relevant, they'll get more information. But that previous group went missing.
Do we know anything about the group, like what they looked like, who they were, or is it just like?
No, this is very much like all the groups are kept separate, so there's no intermingling.
Okay.
Yeah,
But we're
no
the A
sharing
team, right?
information.
We're like the A group, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the best of the best. 100%. But so you guys have been sent in to figure out what went wrong. Now, given the fact that this place it's not ruled by the Driders, but the dynamic is very much one of like, if you don't continue to mine for us and continue to do these things, like we will just let the volcano blow up on you. So there's a power dynamic that is not necessarily in the favor of the folks that are living in the city itself. And consequently, folks are pretty reticent to engage with outsiders, which is something that is like kind of well known about the city as a whole. And so our story begins with the two of you making your way up this snaking, very narrow road up towards the city gates. And the volcano itself is well over a mile high, sort of a snow-capped peak. And the city itself kind of runs in a ring just below the sort of the frost line. There are structures within that go up higher, but it becomes just a little too cold. And generally speaking, folks don't want to have to deal with that. So they live in a more temperate zone. The city itself is immensely fortified as a result of the fact that it was at war for the first, several decades of its existence. And you arrive at this huge gate, about 3 stories tall, 30 feet wide, and you see a number of guards up the top looking down, and one of them sort of looks over and says, "Hey, what's your business?"
Hello. Wait, quick question.
Sure.
Does the city know we're coming, or like, are we being discreet?
You guys were told to keep things somewhat discreet on the basis that the previous group that went in disappeared, so maybe don't draw attention to yourselves.
Cool. And what is like the biggest, I don't know, of this area?
The biggest what?
Export?
Biggest export is precious metals, jewels, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello. We are just coming in to trade precious metals and jewels.
Right. Where are you coming from?
Down there. Just point back down the road.
Glensdale, about 2 towns over.
Oh, Glensdale. All right. What were you doing in Glensdale?
It's a lot of questions.
Mining.
Mining in Glensdale. No, famously a farming community. Interesting. Yes. I'm just fucking with you.
There's a lot of bog iron.
But all right, interesting. That's news to us. Right. And what's your business in town again?
Again, we're trading jewels and metals. It's like you don't.
Right. You know that we have that already. Yeah.
Right.
you-
We
what-
want them.
You want them?
We
Are you
want
purchasing? So you're here to purchase jewels and
Yeah.
metals? Yes.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Gosh.
No, the-
Semantics. Yes.
Well, I mean, it's my job to keep people out who aren't supposed to be here.
I mean, do we look like we're not supposed to be here?
I mean, can you see me? I'm a bit of a gladiator. I need some new sparkle dust for my belt.
No idea what that means. So he sort of like ducks back, and you see like a couple of other guards conversing. And he leans back over and says, "All right, how long are you in town for?"
A week.
A
She
week.
says, not having any idea how long she's going to be there for.
All right. Go ahead and make a deception check.
Okay. Oh, I don't have good deception, so
This is gonna be fun.
I got a natural fucking 20.
No way.
All right. Okay. Wow. That's. I mean, he buys it hook, line, and sinker. Is it all right? And 1 week.
I
and
do.
What are your names?
I'm sorry. I'm Emrelinda, and this is my compatriot, Barlin. Barlin?
Barlin.
Barlin?
Barlin. Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
Emerlinda and Barlin in town 1 week. Merchants, wonderful. Okay. All right, please step in through the side door, and we're gonna write you up here your visas. Don't lose these.
We have
Don't-
visas to just go in for a
Visas?
week? Jesus.
And don't laminate them. If you laminate them or try to do anything to preserve them, they will be invalidated. Also, don't lose them. Don't get them wet. Don't get them lit on fire.
What happens if they get wet?
You get immediately removed from the city. So if you want to stay here and do your business, keep good track.
Sorry, when you say immediately removed, do you mean that if someone figures out that the visa was wet, that will be removed, or that this piece of paper is somehow imbued with magic
so
and therefore
they're magical,
wet, then
right?
you'll be teleported?
So no, we will physically remove you, but we do know where
Right,
you are.
so don't
and
let
whether or
you
not
know
got
that
them.
it's wet. I understand.
Right, but it's imbued with magic, so we'll know, right? So, all right, just come in the fucking
So,
door. please.
Do we have to keep it safe, or do we have to have it at all times?
You should have it at all times, and also keep it safe.
But I get sweaty.
I don't know, use a pocket dimension or something. There's magic in this world. You figure it out.
I'll take both the visas and just tuck them into my pockets.
Thanks, Emra.
So they
I
open the
don't
door,
sweat.
and they bring you inside into effectively what is like a small like customs office.
Jesus Christ.
There's like a old halfling with like these little glasses perched on his nose, and he like looks at you and sort of squints. Right, which one of you is Emerlinda?
I am. But I look like I'm balling.
Wonderful, Emerald. All of you outsiders look the same to me. Writes down, passes
I'm
you
so
yours.
offended by
She's also like 6 feet tall, and
Yeah.
I'm like
Very
Yeah.
half the
small.
size.
Yeah.
I'm like half the size.
Which one of you is Barlin?
That'd be
Obviously,
me.
it's him.
Wonderful.
Oh my god.
All right, please sign on the dotted line.
Oh,
Here, your quills.
I am. I sign.
Okay. Thank you.
I think this is how you do it. And I like scribble something.
Good
Do you know
enough.
how to write?
So it's a 7 intelligence. You guys.
Yeah, dude, you
Fair.
gotta do what you gotta do. Just an X
Make-
on the dotted line. Wonderful. Right. 1 week's time, we expect you'll be out of the city and back on your way. Don't overstay your welcome.
Just not that we would ever stay longer than a week when we told you we were going to be here a week, but just say that someone overstayed by a little bit of time, the amount of time that's on the visa. What would happen? The hypothetical person
Straight to jail.
But again, not like magically teleported to jail. Like you'd have to come and find them.
No, we find you and we drag you straight to jail.
Wonderful, fantastic. Thank
What?
you so much.
What if we get lost?
Straight to jail.
But you got to find us first, right?
Right, but then you go straight to jail.
Well, at least we'll be lost.
He looks very confused by your like enthusiasm. It's like, yeah, sure. Right, that's the exit. Be on your way.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. You've been just
Still here.
delightful. All right, I fucking leave.
Let's go. Let's get out of here.
All right. So you guys exit, and there is a sort of a main thoroughfare, also like this like huge cobblestone street. You get the sense that they really only use the main doors for like large arrivals of like significant numbers of people, or maybe like traded caravans, that kind of thing. And otherwise, it seems like the couple of entrances they have around the city are all tend to be sort of like handled this way, where you go in a side door, that kind of thing.
Does this city, as we're walking in, are we entering like a shopping district perchance?
A shopping district?
Yes.
Go ahead and just give me a general. I wouldn't even say. No, actually, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception
Yeah.
is 14.
14? All right, so looking around with a passive perception of 14, I won't make you roll. It's plenty high. It seems like the area that you're in currently is more of a, I would say residential, but very utilitarian. And you get the sense it's probably more for folks that work manning the walls to live,
Okay.
so they are near their posts. The overall, I'll give you a bit of a description of the architecture. It is all built with the stone that was, sort of mined from within the mountain, and almost like blends in a way where it's kind of hard to tell sometimes where the constructed building begins and the walls of the volcano itself do, which gives this sort of like weird visual distortion where distances can be somewhat hard to estimate, and it's a little confusing. It's disorienting the first minute or two that you're here, and you begin to get used to it over time. But as opposed to sort of the happier, I don't want to say vibe because that feels like a little bit weird, but like halfling architecture is typically like a little bit more homey and welcoming, and this is very much feels more influenced almost by dwarvish architecture. It's very, the lines are very clean, it's very well built, but it doesn't feel welcoming. It has this air of imposition from the whole city itself. And one of the things that you notice just looking around is that anyone walking by kind of averts their eyes and does their best to not engage with you or make eye contact, anything like that.
This seems depressing. But, I mean, fuck. Yes, where do we know any information other than like people disappeared? Like, is there someone who we should be going to talk to? Is there like anything that we should be like moving towards, or is it just go in and figure it out?
You were told that there is a tavern called the Cozy Blade, and that the owner, who is a tiefling named Demaya, might be willing to talk to you. Although,
right.
It's not a guarantee because
Great.
talking to outsiders is potentially risky business.
Well, why don't we go find Maya and see what we can see?
Yeah. You know, I got a real question about this whole thing. Is it
I'm-
weird that they have an inn when they don't like people coming to visit?
Yes. I mean, you do make a good point. I mean, I suppose everywhere has to have people come in for trade, right? Like it's not like they don't let anyone come in. It's just encourage tourism.
Yeah, right. But like this Demaya guy, he can't be very well liked if he has to deal with all these outsiders all the time. Maybe he'll
To
be
be
all right to
careful.
us.
Point. All right. Well, then, I mean, let's go and figure it out and see how things go. I am not very optimistic, but we can see. Is this inn within like visual distance to us, or
No. And I will say you were given some like loose directions. You know that the inn is in the Artisans District, and you have a rough approximation that it is probably a 15-minute walk from here, sort of up the main thoroughfare towards one of the higher levels of the city.
okay? I would like to start that walk, but I would also like to keep an eye out for anything that isn't quite right. Anything that maybe isn't residential, like if there was like a shop or something along the way that we could stop. I want to like keep eyes and ears open.
Sure. Yeah, so you guys begin your walk. One thing that you notice is after about 10 minutes, the scenery changes pretty drastically. So you go from this very grim, utilitarian architecture and color scheme to you pass through another gate. You are asked for your papers. We don't role play that. They
Again?
see that you have your visas. Oh yeah,
They run a very, very tight ship here. This is quite odd.
And are there driders like running around actively, or we don't see
No.
any of them?
You have not seen any thus far. Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. When you pass through that second gate, the aesthetic of the city changes drastically. The first thing you notice is that there is grass. There are, these like beautiful verdant gardens. The buildings take on sort of a classic like medieval wattle and daub with the whitewashing and this beautiful woodworking that's been done. With the gardens out front, and you see children playing in them. It is worth noting that even though there are now these like beautiful homes, people do still avoid your gaze, and that has not changed. So although the architecture is more welcoming, the people themselves are not.
Oh, I kind of want to.
I guess you can't buy manners.
Where is this? I thought I had. God, I have so many spells. Hold on. Okay. Do I want to do this? Do I want to do this? Fuck it. I hope I'm not fucking myself by wasting a spell slot, but I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants on myself.
Mhm.
And
Fun time.
I'm gonna just kneel down at, I guess, I don't know if the grass feels like it's the most chatty today or if there's like a tree or something. I just kind of want to be like, what is going on here? This is all quite odd. And I would love to hear your perspective because I trust you more than I would trust any humanoid creature here.
You're talking to the grass.
I am, yes.
So just to be clear, you're like getting down on your hands and knees and like talking to like a tuft of grass.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I look on, just kind of like, again.
Well, I have good information. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just a tuft of grass. But
Your grass sounds like my corn. True story.
I don't know. Yeah, the people here are pretty weird. I will say, when the masters come around, people tend to be even less friendly. So I don't know. Maybe consider yourself kind of lucky.
Sorry, masters, can you elaborate maybe on that just the tiniest touch, darling.
Oh, I can't tell you what they look like because I don't have eyes, but they got a lot of little feet.
They've got a lot. So the Dryder, are the Dryder the I thought.
Sure.
Who's
I don't know what that is.
Who's
Grass.
who's master? Your master or their master?
Oh, I don't know. Is it a hierarchical question? I am grass. I don't really understand.
Well, you called them the masters. I'm wondering whose masters
Well, I
they
mean,
are.
that's what, I've sort of felt through the ground with just my ears. You're asking
Wait,
a lot
you
of
have- you have-
questions.
You have ears, but you don't have eyes.
Well, it's not really ears. It's more like, like the way that we're communicating right now is actually through the vibrations in the ground and less like direct conversation in a more
So what you're saying is that
traditional
they're
sense for living beings.
Calling them people are calling them the masters. You are not calling them the masters. You are calling them that because that is what okay. Understood.
Right.
Lovely.
got
What else?
All I'm hearing is.
The grass just rustles ever so
Yeah.
slightly from time to time. Yeah.
That's wonderful information because that does sort of upend the ideas of how the systems that we did have coming in. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. I don't know what any of that means.
Secondarily, there might have been another group of folks who were also foreign who might have walked on or near you recently. Do you remember them?
Not really. No, I'm grass. I'll probably forget about this conversation in like 5 minutes if I'm going completely honest with you. You can try one of the trees, though.
I thank you so much. I will try a tree. I do appreciate you, darling, but you might want to work on just general communication.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Tell the grass that it needs to work on its communication skills. That's not weird or anything.
I
This is the first
you someone
conversation
else.
I've ever had.
All right, thank you so much. And then I'm going to go over and just touch a tree.
Bye.
Sure.
Oh, now she's talking to the trees. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stand here and watch.
Hello, darling.
People already hated us.
what I will tell you is like you are absolutely getting weird looks for this.
I don't care. Hello, darling.
Yes. How can I help you?
Oh, goodness. All right. I will be quite honest because I'm an honest person. I don't like you very much already. However,
That's
I do
very
have some
rude.
questions.
I've not even said anything yet.
Oh, you've said plenty.
Perhaps I don't like you as well, darling.
That's. Oh boy. Okay, hold on. Question for you. This could actually make or break my opinion of you. Truly, you still can redeem yourself.
Wow, so concerned with the opinions of others. Yes. No, go ahead. Ask the tree that cares so much. Yes.
I
yeah.
just want to know.
Yeah.
Have any other foreign folks come through here that you remember?
Darling, you do realize that I am a tree.
Yes.
Yes, other people have come through on numerous occasions. They do a significant amount of trade. Did you know nothing about the town in which I live?
Do I know roughly when these people would have come through so I can give a more clear time frame?
It has been about a month since they disappeared. So they arrived here, according to what you were told, they arrived here about 5 weeks ago, and then have been missing for a month.
5-ish weeks ago, maybe something terrible and horrible happened to them. Who knows, really?
Well, if it didn't happen near me,
You have roots, can't you ask? Isn't that how that works? Can't you communicate with each other?
oh, I'm just gonna bother my neighbors for you.
I mean, yes.
How rude.
It's not rude. We're
It's
trying to.
rude. I'm just over here minding my own business, converting carbon dioxide into oxygen.
Do
so
you or
can
do you
continue
not
to
remember
live.
foreigners coming through who may or
I
may not have
remember
had
many
peril?
foreigners coming through.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
However-
I untouched the tree. Oh wait,
Okay.
I touched the tree again. I touched the
No,
tree
don't
again.
touch me. No, don't touch me anymore.
No,
No,
you said, however,
I'm
I'm
giving you
listening, I'm
information.
I am
Oh,
listening. You
are
said,
really?
however, I'm ready to
Yes.
receive your
Yes,
information.
Sure you
However,
are.
I'm all yours. However, what?
However, there was a bit of a kerfuffle about little more than a month ago. I do remember hearing about it on the Root Network. It's how we communicate, of course. And don't ask questions.
No,
Please
I'm
don't
listening.
interrupt either. Thank you.
Okay.
What was I saying? I've forgotten.
Kerfuffle. Kerfuffle?
Right, the
Kerfuffle.
kerfuffle, yes. So we get lots of strangers around these parts because we do business. And when I say we, I don't actually mean to include myself because I
No,
don't
I do
really
understand.
care about
A
the people
pretty
that
and let-
live here and die and are born and then grow up and have more whatever
fully understood that you
small
can go back to the kerfuffle.
feeble-bodied things. Anyhow, there was a smaller group that came through, and I do remember hearing from some of my deeper-rooted cousins. There was talk about it below, which is unusual because typically those below don't really concern themselves with the comings and goings of temporary beings. And I mean temporary in a more short-term sense than, your lives, which are, of course, also very temporary.
I mean, so is yours.
Not in the same way, darling. Anyhow, I don't know exactly what happened, but I do know that there was some sort of
Kerfuffle?
altercation between kerfuffle. I refer to the kerfuffle as more like the talk about it and the thing itself. So it's like a larger, larger sort of issue. But there was within this like encounter violence for sure. We know that someone tasted blood. I don't know who or where they were, but I did hear about it, and someone was like, "Ooh, blood! It's been a while."
Is that something that you guys enjoy? I've never really heard of a bloodthirsty tree before, but that doesn't mean that there aren't.
Let me tell you, the early days of this city were great for us. Less so recently. Now it's just water.
Well, I'm so sorry. I think.
Yes, me too.
Anyway, okay, so there was blood. I'm
Yes.
rethinking everything I know about plants at this point. But so there was blood, there was a kerfuffle, there was violence, there was an altercation. Anything outside of that sort of consistent narrative and theme that I feel like I've gotten quite a bit of from you in this now a little bit long conversation? Like,
No, that
can you...
sums it up.
Fucking hell. All right.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
a tree. I apologize that I don't have all of the answers.
Well, I mean, okay, can you at least tell me if anyone died? Because I feel like if they died,
No
and then
idea if anyone
decomposed into
died.
the-
I wasn't there. I've been
wouldn't you-
here.
right, but you knew there was blood, so...
Well, that doesn't mean someone dies.
Right,
When
if someone
I have a
dies,
limb
there's
cut
hole
off,
in
I
the ground.
ooze for a little bit, but that doesn't mean that I'm dead.
Right, but again, a dead body in the soil might be something that you guys would take note of, no?
No one's been buried, if that's what you're after.
Okay, all right. So no one got... There were no bodies left on the ground, is sort of what I'm...
Not as far as I know. Although I will say,
Wonderful.
in general, they seem to do a very good job of trying to keep up appearances. So when someone goes missing, which does happen from time to time, it's what I've been told from some of the other folks that are a little more tapped in to the Root Network.
Are you getting a good sap? You getting a good sap story from that one?
Good is a relative term. I'm definitely getting something, though. I will
You
fill
know,
you
I
in.
can hear you.
I'm speaking... Sorry. Canonically, do trees understand common? Because I am talking to
Did you
him
take-
in common, and I'm talking to the...
Did you take your hand off of the tree?
Oh, no, I didn't. Well,
The tree can
thank
still
you so
communicate.
much. This has been wonderful, lovely. I do hope our paths don't cross again. And thank
Feeling
you,
is
goodbye.
very mutual.
And I take my hand off the tree and relay essentially, so I don't have to spend another 5 minutes explaining it to me.
Sure.
After
there was
after
a kerfuffle.
after explaining all of that, the only thing I could really take from that, the tree's stationary, right? You're gonna walk by it again. Your path will cross.
Thank you, Balin. I so appreciate everything you bring
Hey,
to the
if you're
table
gonna-
all the time.
If you're gonna fight with the tree, I'm gonna at least try to help you win.
appreciate you. I do want to circle back though to the part where the grass called the Drider the Masters.
Yeah, that's a
'Cause
little
that-
concerning.
That was. I don't feel great about that. I will be
You
completely
shouldn't.
transparent with you.
Yeah, those Driders are bad news. I know that much from my time in the woods.
Your time, right? Did you ever meet a Drider?
It was a dark time.
Jeez. Have any? Did you ever fight a Drider? Because I feel like we might be coming up on that, and any information you have about them and their weaknesses and their strengths could potentially be.
There's enough people looking at me. You know I can't talk about Fight Club.
Oh, Jesus fuck. All right. Well, why don't we get to the inn and then you and I can have a more private conversation.
Okay.
All right. Let's continue onwards towards the inn.
Sure, easy enough.
Ben,
When
I'm
you
gonna
get
need
there-
you to do that grass voice constantly.
We're gonna talk to a lot of grass. We're gonna talk to a lot of grass, man.
I could talk to so much grass during this one.
I'm gonna fucking kill you, huh?
All right, moving towards
the other
the
oaks.
Sure. So so you guys arrive at the inn. It's relatively small. It is. I will say you do pass a couple of other inns along the way that are significantly more. What's a good way to describe? There's more going on, right? Like there are more people there. They are larger. They look slightly better upkept. And when you do get to the Cozy Blade, it is relatively small. It's not run down, right? It is well maintained, but it is not as prosperous as the couple that you passed along the way. And doesn't like some of the other ones have like outdoor seating, and there are people that are like drinking and having food, and it's not boisterous here, right? Like this is a relatively subdued atmosphere, and you can't tell whether or not it's because you guys are in the vicinity and one of you is 6 feet tall, the other is 3.5, and a satyr, which is unusual.
What
or
are
if this is sort of like the general vibe of the city as a whole.
So I guess that does raise a question. Is it
Hmm.
like, are there a lot of different kinds of people here? Like a lot of different like ancestries of people? Like you say that the satyr is odd, right?
Yeah.
So is it a mixed sort of bag in terms of ancestry in the city, or are we looking at like this is an elven city and there are only elves or some shit like that?
So it is actually a pretty diverse, yeah. So you have the demographics kind of break out to be nearly half halfling. So a lot of
Okay.
buildings are scaled in such a way that while Barlin would be sort of right at home, they are maybe a little bit small for you. But there are tiefling. There's a decent tabaxi population. There's a decent half-orc population. Elves, gnomes, half-elves are like, you see them occasionally. There's like a few. There's not too many. But interestingly, you've only seen maybe a handful at most of Dragonborn. Same for dwarves, and almost no humans.
Interesting. And
Yeah.
I'm assuming no fae and no satyrs, right?
No, not that you've
Right.
seen. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I'm going to walk into the inn.
Sure.
First person I see, I'm going to go, hello, I'm looking for Demaya.
So seated in front of you is a very old halfling gentleman with a like big bushy mutton chops and a sort of like a driver's cap, for lack of a better way to describe it, who is like fully halfway through drinking what is a pint, but very large in his hands, and he kind of looks up at you with one beady eye, says, over there, and jerks a thumb towards the woman behind the bar.
Thank you, darling. That was very kind of you. And then I walk over to the bar, I assume, if Barlin's coming with me.
Yep.
Yeah.
I come with you and I like hop up onto one of the bar stools.
Cool.
I thought you were going to say you hop up into the bar, but that works too. And I just go, hello, Demaya, darling.
Do I know you?
Well, not necessarily, no. However, I was told that you may have housed some, I don't want to say friends of ours because I actually don't know anything about them, but colleagues of ours at some point. Maybe about 5 weeks
no,
ago.
that's enough. That's enough. Yes. Please come right this way. You're checking in for a room. 2 rooms? Is that what you said? 2 rooms?
Yes, please. Thank
Wonderful. Please come with me. We'll go to the office and we can arrange payment, etc. Lovely. So glad of you to join us. We're very glad that you've made it for your
you.
stay.
I'm so glad to
Wonderful.
be here.
Come with me right now. Thank you.
Come
And
with me right
she
now.
very quickly walks to a back room and opens the door and sort of gestures for you to step in.
I
Um,
kind of like whisper over to Emerlina. Are you sure we should split up? This seems I'm getting a weird vibe.
Wait, are you not coming with me?
Of course I'm coming with you, but I'm talking about the rooms. Should we get just one, or do you want to split up? Like,
Are you propositioning me? Paulin! I mean, you're
Em,
very
no.
attractive.
Are you stepping in, or are we going to just continue this conversation here?
We'll step in. We'll step in.
Thank you.
step in.
Sort of ushers
And I
you to
suppose we're having one review.
So she closes the door behind her. So just so you know who you're talking to, Demaya is approximately 5'10". She is a tiefling with sort of purplish skin and smaller horns.
I
that
like your
are-
horns.
Thank you. Grew them myself. So, you're here to find out what happened to your colleagues, yes?
Yes,
Yes.
Wonderful.
that would be the plan, hopefully.
Wonderful. First piece of advice would be to maybe keep that information close to the chest. Folks around here, I don't know if you've noticed, but folks around here, not terribly friendly to outsiders.
No, can you tell me
yes.
more about that? I'm very actually curious why everyone is so very guarded.
Oh, come on, Em. You know about these cratered communities.
Disadvantage on everything for the rest of the night. She looks at you. She says, "Well, there's a lot of reasons. Make a
It
persuasion check for me."
Oh, okay. I was gonna say something, but I will do that first.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. What are you going to say? What are you going to
I
say?
was gonna say it's the Dryda, isn't it? And then I will do my persuasion. Well, this dice has only rolled me 7s this entire session. I do have +5. So still not great, but not terrible. You want to help me out, Barlin?
Safer if I don't if we don't discuss it in specifics. But
And
go
I
ahead if
go-
you want
I
to
go-
try.
I was gonna say, right. Gotcha.
Something in your eye? Do you need
What
water
if
or something?
what if I come to her aid and like flex my muscles a little bit? It's like
Oh, you're gonna? Is this
And
an
persuade-
intimidation?
no, more of like a persuasion. Like we can handle ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Are you giving me advantage or are you rolling your own?
Hopefully giving you advantage.
Okay. That's much better. Holy fuck. 24.
24.
Yay.
Yes.
Okay, that is significantly better. Yes. She takes a moment and just sort of thinks about it and says, "One second," and then proceeds to cast a spell, an arcane spell on the door, and then sits back down and looks at you both and says, "Okay. Yes, it is the Driders. I'm sure you figured out, just generally from the atmosphere, that, and maybe you've had other conversations. I don't know, but
Truly, it was the grass that really clued me in.
She does. She talks to the plants.
this is just a normal. You just talk to the grass.
And you've
And
got some really
trees and
obnoxious trees here, I
flowers.
do have to say.
That actually isn't as surprising as the grass being useful. Yeah.
Say
Okay,
useful.
well,
I kind of had to
interesting.
extrapolate. But yes. So yes,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
go on. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yes. So, of course, after peace was made here, we sort of fell into a bit of a rhythm as a city, with the Driders providing protection from the volcano, and so the war of attrition it came to an end, but over time the I don't want to say that the peace came to an end because it didn't, but the power dynamic is different than what we had
Shifted?
expected. Yes, shifted, exactly. The first couple of years were fine, and then the taxes we say tax, sort of forced reallocation of goods is maybe a better way to actually describe it. But those numbers that began to rise, and
So they were robbing you.
Extorting?
Extorting, yes. Robbing, but I mean both. Yes. If you failed to provide what they asked for, then they would just come take it. So it's either you. Well, it's not a great situation. I think you can figure it out from there. And as a result, people have come now to referring to them as the masters, and of course, not something that we like to say out loud because they don't like that. But what they like less, incidentally, is outside interference. And I think, unfortunately, that may be what caught up with your friends the last time that they were friends, I guess, loosely associates. Did you know one another?
I mean, we certainly have mutuals. That's for sure.
It's fine. I don't need the details.
It's very need to know.
Uh,
And I never seem to need to know.
Honestly, that's probably the better position to be in between you and I. And you, because we're all here in this room together, so I guess it's not really between just the two of us.
Can you tell us anything about what our co-workers were doing here? Where they went, or who they saw, or just really, anything that could be helpful.
Much like your friend here, I also don't seem to need to know very much, but I did hear talk of them attempting to get into the monastery. I have a sneaking suspicion that's where things went wrong for them.
Is
Wonderful. And you're not
there an
wanting terrible.
entrance? Is there an entrance to the underneath from the monastery?
Well, the monastery, no. So the monastery is actually, if you step outside, and we won't do that at this moment, but if you step outside, you can see the monastery. It actually floats above the caldera, suspended in air. So getting
That's
there
not
is
suspicious.
well, there is magical. So they're sort of the underground and the monastery are sort of separate from one another, but they are connected directly via a number of teleportation points. The issue with that, of course, is the teleportation points themselves are quite well guarded, and I don't know if your friends made it in and then disappeared, or if they were never able to even make it that far in the first place. So I do know that that's what they were attempting to do, but I don't know anything more than that.
What is in the monastery? I mean, obviously it's a monastery, but like, is there? Is it housing anything? Is there potentially? You don't know. Okay.
I haven't the foggiest. That sort of information is kept very much under wraps. What I can tell you from sort of whispers about town is that. So in addition to working in the mines, there are members of the community that are brought to work in the monastery. But recently, people have begun to go. Well, I guess go missing is maybe not the right term, but not return from the monastery with the normal cadence that they did previously, which is to say that they have not returned at all, which is a problem, as you can imagine, for those family members that are then left wondering what happened.
I would imagine so, yes. Right. Well, it does sound like we probably should head to the monastery, whether right this moment or in maybe a few hours, but it appears that would be the correct place for us to adventure onward to.
Do you know of any ways to get up there?
The teleportation points, correct?
Yeah.
That is the only way that I know of, unless you're capable of teleporting yourselves or flying. Although I will say flight is, you will be very much exposed getting there, and I don't know how well that will work.
It
Demi,
is less
Does
than...
it look like I can fly?
If it's less than 60 feet away, I could get there, but
No, it's several
unfortunately,
hundred feet. Yes.
What if 60? Keep going.
You know that didn't work the last time.
That's fair.
You fell 30 feet every time you moved 60.
I know, but whatever, it's fine. All right, well, teleportation points it is then.
If I might also make a recommendation, I will say I do believe that the captain of the guard might be looking for temporary help. I know that they are a little bit short-staffed recently. I don't know for certain because you are from outside of town, but a temp job might help somewhat. So that might be worth looking into.
Balden, that's beautiful for you.
That could be our inn. That could be our inn.
Sure, Balden, that sounds lovely for you.
Well, what about you?
I am your wife in this scenario, and I don't work.
Okay.
Obviously. I can't believe you even had to ask.
It's just going to be hard to be like, hey, guys, my wife, she's here to bring me dinner. Just at guard duty.
Precisely. Right, yes. Isn't that what wives do? I don't know.
You're asking the wrong Seda.
Well, this has been a lovely conversation to sit in on. I do have things to attend to. I do run this in.
Debbie, come on. There's like nobody here.
You would be surprised how much that old gnome or old halfling outside can put down. He's probably...
Doesn't he work here?
Oh, goodness. No, he just drinks here constantly.
He's a bar
Oh,
fly.
He's a bar leech, if anything. He does pay, though, so I can't really complain that much.
Actually, Demaya, can we get
Yes.
those room keys? I do think we will be here for some chunk of time.
Of course. It will
Lovely.
be 5 silver per night, per room.
That's quite fine. It is expensible, so
Oh,
that will be lovely.
isn't that fancy?
The
Wonderful.
perks of corporate life, you know?
It's different when you run the place, and the corporation itself is quite small. But
That's
sure,
why I'm
that's
not self-employed, darling. You
Oh,
understand?
Lovely. That hurts me just so much. Wonderful. Yes, let's get you those rooms. And she sort of like leaves.
Oh, I thought we just needed the one.
Oh, sorry, one room. One room will be lovely.
Oh, one room.
Can we get a big
You
one,
are-
though? One big room with lots of
Big room.
space.
Sure. And you said this is expensible, yes?
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Sure.
Honestly,
our-
darling, feel free to upcharge. I have no horse in this race.
Delightful. Yes, we'll give you our newlywed suite for 5 gold a night.
Sounds great.
Sure, sounds lovely. Thank you, darling.
Just a little taken aback by the fact that you didn't push back. She's like, okay, well, and
Again,
how many nights?
expensible. I think you're missing the
It seems like such an exorbitant sum. Okay,
again
wonderful.
corporate.
Yes,
Let's
gold.
start with 7 nights
7
and
nights.
go from there.
Okay. Would you want
We
to pay
may
in
extend,
advance?
but sure.
Wonderful. So it'd be 35 gold. I can write you out a
I
receipt.
I assume that our employers have like given us stuff to cover as expensible, but like I assume I have the gold on me, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great.
So
Okay.
like anything that you might need in terms of like spending money to like hey, we know you're going to need to put yourself up in a place, like they kind of like give you more than you even really need. So you probably have like 50 gold to play with that's just sort of like allocated for housing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. So I give her the
Yeah.
the 35.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will need that in triplicate, though. The expense reports are real.
Okay.
Actually, if
Takes
I
a
could
minute.
get a virtual copy as well, that would be wonderful. Just message
Oh,
it to me.
I message it to you.
Just sometimes it's hard with paper, and then you understand. It's
You
okay
want
if
me
you
to
can't. I understand. You guys are all very
message you?
archaic here.
No, just to be sure, just to be clear, you want me to message you a written copy of something,
Yes, please. Thank you.
like the idea of it.
Yes.
Never tried this before. She's gonna make an Arcana check to see if she can actually figure out how to do this on the fly. That's a natural 20. You get a beautifully scanned PDF.
Perfect.
Time
Fantastic.
stamped and everything.
Oh yeah,
Thank you
fully time
so
stamped.
much, Charlie. That was actually might be the best receipt I've ever gotten. So I appreciate you.
She loves paperwork.
I do love paperwork.
That is
It's
very
because it
odd.
comes from
but
trees.
That's so
Well, I guess
dark.
this doesn't, but anyway, thank you so much. I'll take the room key now.
Yes, up the stairs, second floor, last door on the right-hand side is your room. If you need anything, breakfast is served between 8 and 10. Lunch is on your own, and then dinner is from 6 until 9.
Oh, we get dinner as well. This is not even a bed and breakfast. It's like a bed, breakfast, and dinner. I love it. Thank you.
It's just an inn. It does food. Wonderful. Enjoy your stay. If you have any other questions about anything, snag me here, and then it's probably something that I will need paperwork for from the office. Just let me know.
Perfect. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Very quickly, could
Sure.
we possibly take 5 minutes so that I could pee? And then also, Ben, if you could potentially change the category of our Twitch stream from Fortnite to Dungeons and Dragons, that would be super swell.
That seems potentially quite useful.
I actually don't even know that I need a full 5 minutes unless you guys also have to go to the bathroom, but like I just really fucking have to pee.
I have to refill my water bottle. But Zeki, do you need anything?
Yeah, I can grab something to drink really quick.
Yeah, all right. I'll hang out for a minute here with chat. You guys can go do your things.
All right, I'll be right back.
Cool. I'll be here. Hey, chat. What's up? How y'all doing? What's going on? Talk to me. What's the skinny? You talkative bastards, you. And while we're chatting, I'm actually gonna fix the stream category. Y'all, streaming is no joke. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes than I ever anticipated. Creator dashboard. Right? Creator dashboard? Yeah, here we go. Dragons. There we go. We are now in the appropriate section.
Fan-fucking-tastic. I'm back, by the way.
Yes, we got there. Cool. So I asked chat how they're doing, but they're a very quiet bunch this evening.
Sag.
Yeah. Let's see here.
We fixed the... we did fix it. Yeah, the category is
Yes.
correct.
Yeah, we got there.
I don't know how... Well, whatever. We can talk about that later. I was going to fix the category thing. I think it's a StreamYard issue, but that's okay.
Yeah. Oh, because it says use my current Twitch category. Yeah. So we need to figure that out. Although that will probably be a thing that doesn't happen for very much longer anyways, because we're going to be switching to OBS at some point in the near future.
Yes.
Which will be a very good time.
When Zeki gets back, we can continue.
Yeah.
How is your no prep DMing feeling?
I think I prefer to have
Prep?
read through at the very least.
You and I are not the
because-
same. I love it. I'm like, yes, I don't want to know.
Oh, it is stressful. The number of times that I have already been like, oh, I wildly misspoke for what is actually now written 3 paragraphs later is significant.
It's called retconning, baby.
What did you do?
We're just
So
talking
I-
about his no prepping.
Yeah, so like I described it as sort of this like bleak city, and then it was like it's lush and verdant, and I was like, cool, they're gonna have like 2 levels, and one of them is not, and then the next one is, and that's.
I just figured it's because that's where like all the artisans are, so they like take a little pride in their work and make the place nice.
I mean, that's what I'm rolling with.
I mean,
Alrighty then, we're back.
woohoo!
Yeah. All right. So you guys, do you want to go up to your room before you do anything else? Like, what's your plan at this point?
I feel. I mean, I probably would like. I don't know if we have like any like satchels or things with us. I assume we do. We'd want to like essentially go and unpack our bags in the room before we do anything. I don't want to like carry any sort of. It's a week, right? Like I packed for a week, so want to put that down.
Yeah. you got some stuff.
But I do think Barlin should find some employment
Thank you.
because I'm not doing that shit. Barlin, darling, why don't you go and get a job application or whatever it is, however they hire over there.
I always knew I'd love married life.
Yes, lovely. I will actually. Why don't I? Can I take a little nap while he does that? Like it's a job app.
You can definitely take a nap while he goes and tries to figure out where the captain of the guard's offices are located. Sure.
Yeah, I leave you to take a nap in our room, and I go back downstairs looking for Demia, and I just want to ask her a quick question.
Sure.
Is there like a chain linked in where I can, like a job board? They're a chain. The link. LinkedIn.
Oh, if that hasn't made its way here, we're a little bit
LinkedIn.
behind.
I think I
Well,
realized
very-
very shortly
very
after I
funny.
lay down. I think I realized very shortly after I lay down that letting Barlin out on his own might have been a terrible decision. And kind of just
How many minutes after you lay down do you think you realize this?
7.
Roll a d20 for me.
Okay. Well, it wasn't working. We'll find out. 17.
Okay, and what's your intelligence modifier?
I'm pretty
Enough.
smart. 2 plus 2. I have a 14
It's 2?
intelligence.
Okay, so it takes you 15 minutes to realize this.
Fuck.
So Barlin, you've got a 15-minute head start here. So she's like, well, no, so that hasn't arrived here. I have heard whispers, or not really whispers, but I've heard rumors that that's going to eventually make its way here, but we're still catching up in a lot of ways here. However, is there something in particular that you're looking to do?
You mentioned that guard job.
Yes.
I'd like to take you up on that.
Oh, okay, wonderful. So the captain of the guard, what you'll do is you're going to walk out here
Okay.
off the front door. You're going to take a right.
Right.
And you're going to walk for approximately 10 minutes until you see a large tree. Can't miss it. It's in the middle of a square. You'll take a left, go up 3 blocks.
Left. 3
Yes.
blocks. Okay.
3 blocks, and then take a right. And at the
Oh,
end of that, you
alright.
should see just a large stone building, very imposing looking. It's where also, incidentally, the sort of like the I don't want to say jail because that's not true, but sort of like the holding cells for those who are,
Detained.
yes, that's a very nice way of putting it. But that incidentally is also where you will find the captain of the guard. Probably worth mentioning. What was his name?
Oh, that would give me a real leg up.
As Ben scrolls through the one shot to find out his name. You can make it up, babe. No one will know.
Bobbert.
Bobbit, huh?
Yes, Bobbert Trap. He's a tall half-orc gentleman. Gentleman's maybe not the right term. He's a tall half-orc. Kind enough. I would just recommend you don't get on his bad side.
Is that his left side or his right side?
I couldn't
I'm sorry.
tell
I'll
you.
see myself out.
I enjoyed it. His sense of humor is
Your
grating, but I
intelligence is
like
7. You shouldn't be able to make those jokes.
puns are both the height and the depths of humor, so you know.
Some would argue that a -2 to my intelligence would only allow me to do puns like this.
That is fair.
It's true. Yes, so the marshal is Bobbert Trap. Maybe don't mention that I sent him to you. That might draw unwanted attention to me if things go wrong with you. Just so you heard his name out and about town. That seems fine enough.
Yeah, the place that loves outsiders. I'm just walking around all willy-nilly. All right, well, I got nothing but time on my hands. So I'm gonna head out.
The Adventures of Barlin. Sure. Okay.
Clip
Have
clop.
I yet, or have
My,
I
my
still
hooves.
just...
I think that's like probably 2 minutes of conversation, so you've got some time.
Great. I'm
Uh,
resting. I'm chilling.
you're-
I'm hanging
you're
out in this big turtle suite.
yeah, you're like 10 minutes away from that moment of like, huh. Could I have sent out my party member with an intelligence of 7? Maybe not.
I pull out my pan flute as I make my way and kind of like play and internalize the directions to remember them better.
Okay.
It's a little trick I've picked up with my low intelligence. The only way I can remember things, it's always twinkle twinkle little star.
Make a performance check for me as you're walking.
That is a 17.
Oh, that's pretty good. Almost despite themselves, folks kind of they're not like following you around. You certainly aren't drawing a crowd, but there is something uniquely disarming about a 3.5 foot tall satyr playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, who is also like the satyr is very small, but also like jacked out of his mind, right? And I think that there's just like
It's about width, not length.
about girth, all about that girth. There's something about this that like
It's robust.
no matter like how much you may not like outsiders, how do you not be like a little bit charmed by this, And I think that there's probably a couple kids that like kind of take a peek and like giggle when they see you. And I go ahead and make an intelligence check with advantage
jeez.
because you
Oh.
are playing music to remember the directions. Low DC. Like very low DC.
All right, here we go. Come on. I rolled double 4s.
Double.
No,
So that's a 2.
Zeki, no.
Because that's -2.
Oh my god. The DC was literally
It was probably
5.
I figured it was probably like 5.
It was
yeah.
5.
I rolled a 2.
Okay. You get to the tree.
Is this the same tree that Emeralina had been speaking to?
No, this is a different tree.
Oh, a different tree.
Yeah. So when you guys arrived, you sort of like walked along, and the inn was on the right hand side. So when you
Mhm.
leave, you took a right, sort of continuing on the way. So you're going further from that tree. This is you do get to the tree. There's a very large, oak tree. It looks like. I don't know how good with trees you are. So
How good are
maybe
you?
it's an
with
oak
trees?
tree. Maybe it's a sycamore. Who the fuck knows?
I do not know with a -2 to my nature.
There you go.
What are you good at, Zeki?
I'm good at charisma things and strength related things and some
And-
dexterity related things.
There you
All
go.
right, okay.
So you get to this tree, and I don't know that you know your rights from your lefts.
that checks out.
Yeah.
Like IRL and in character.
I don't know. We're gonna leave this to chance here, rather than
Alright.
saying like you know where you're going. Please roll me a d10.
D10.
Yeah, odds you go left, evens you go right. So you're looking for an odd number here.
I rolled a 10.
You're like,
And
right, get to the tree, and then I turn right, and I go 3 blocks, and then I turn right. So you do. You take that right, and then you go 3 blocks, and you take another right, and you find yourself walking sort of like along the inside edge of the like that secondary wall that you crossed.
Mhm.
And you're walking for, I don't know, 10-ish minutes, and you aren't seeing that like big stone building.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is sort of like dingy kind of like alleyway. And are you playing your panpipe or pan flute this whole time?
Yes. And that's probably part of the reason that I was distracted into not paying attention where I was going.
It does happen. It does happen. You don't see any of the things you were supposed to.
This isn't right. All right. I made the right. Then I went down to the thing. I saw the tree. Then I made the. Oh. I don't know where I am.
As this moment of like realization is coming too, Emeralina, you sit bolt right up in bed like, mother. He doesn't know his rights from his lefts. He's gonna get lost out there all by his little self.
Oh my god. Okay, so I bolt down the stairs
Sure.
and I'm like, Tamaya, darling, hello, sweetie.
Hello. Yes. What's going on?
My compatriot,
Mm-hmm.
he turned left, and I'm curious which direction you think he may have gone.
Oh, that's no problem at all. Yes. So he was going to see the captain of the guard, Bobbert.
Right.
Yes. So
Yes.
do you want to go meet him?
Yes, please. Actually, that'd be
Okay.
lovely.
Wonderful. So you're going to you're going to walk out the front door, take a right. You're going to go all the way until you see a large tree in the center of a square. You cannot miss it. You'll take a left, go 3 blocks, take a right, and at the end of that street, you'll see the captain of the guard's quarters. No, not really quarters. It's sort of the like local guard building. Can't miss it. It's quite large. He should be in there. Unless he has gotten lost. I guess there are, from the square, there are other avenues that he could have gone. So,
I
yeah.
probably go one of the other avenues from the square if I'm being realistic and honest with myself about which direction he did take. Thank you
Yeah, but-
so much.
You're very welcome. Good luck.
Bye. All right. I'm going to start walking the direction that she recommended.
Sure.
Fucking hell. Speak with plants only lasts 10 minutes, so I cannot pass. That is really unfortunate.
Mhm.
Can I this is kind of funky and strange, but can
Sell
I
it.
can I insight which way he would have gone from that tree? Because I've been with him for a while, and it's like, I know him. I know how he gets distracted. I know like what flips things and fucks things up.
She knows me.
I know him.
Go ahead and make an insight check for me. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
What if Pan was one of us?
That one.
A nat 1.
So totally know exactly where he's going.
You're just
You really get in my headspace, that's for sure.
I know you so well.
you think he may have gone straight,
Like into the tree?
That's
just like
Like-
around the tree and then straight on.
Did I go straight?
Yeah, sure. Oh boy. Okay. So here's what's gonna happen. So you're gonna walk we're gonna do this in like 5-minute increments, approximately.
This is not
Or
the
maybe
one
we'll
shot.
do, like, we'll
sheet.
say like 2. No, this is not at all. We have gone wildly off the rails. This is 100% exactly what I expected. This is, I mean, in fairness, this is why I do like enough prep work to have some idea of what's going on normally, but like not so much that I'm attached to you guys doing a thing. Okay, so we'll do this in like 2-minute increments. So
Better.
so you're walking 2 minutes just straight ahead because you're like, he doesn't fucking know. He might as well have just picked straight. That seems reasonable. So you do your thing for 2 minutes. Barlin,
Fucking hell.
you've come to this moment of realization that you have definitely not gone the right way. What are you gonna do?
Maybe I should go back to that big tree. Which way was that? And I try to like turn around.
Sure.
I kind of go in like a circle. I can't exactly remember which way I came from.
So what I will tell you is this. For the entirety of the 10 minutes that you've been walking, you have had this wall on your left-hand side or your right-hand side. Who knows? But there has been a wall on one side of you for the entirety of this time. And so you do have at least somewhat of an idea. The cross
Okay.
streets might be hard to figure out.
I mean, it's a tree. You walk
Alright.
until you hit the tree.
So if I know that there's been a wall the entire time on one of my sides.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it was my left side.
Sure.
I want to make sure it's on my right side and follow it the whole way back.
Yeah.
And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. So you've got approximately 5, let's say like rounds of this, where you will be walking straight, unless you choose to divert, which you can do at any time. There are other alleys that will go like away from the wall that you are welcome to adventure down at any point.
Okay.
Yeah. Katie, you go 2 minutes. There is no sign of your compatriot thus far.
Fuck. Balin. Balin. Balin.
You
Is there
couple funny looks
anything-
from passerby, but
Is it residential, or are we starting like? Is it just like homes and houses? What am I looking at?
yeah,
That's
so
the
it's-
scene for me.
Sure. So you're in, this is like a nicer residential area. You get the sense that being in the like artisans district, and there's like shops around, and so it's sort of like a smattering of things. But generally, the shops are more like along the larger thoroughfares, and interestingly, this street, which was larger on one side of the tree, does actually narrow on the far side and gets into a like pretty much purely residential area. So you have houses that are stacked, they're sort of like dual story buildings. The road itself is a little bit narrow. It definitely gives you like a very like medieval vibe, in terms of like the sort of narrow road, tall buildings on either side of you.
Does anyone look friendly, or are they all giving me like what is she doing here kind of?
You are
Looks.
like, without exception, you are getting what is she doing here looks from the folks around
Can I
you.
find the person who is giving me the least what is she doing here look?
You can certainly try.
Okay, what do
Yeah.
you want me to?
Go ahead
love
and
it.
just roll me a persuasion or intimidation. I guess maybe you want to, like, if you're better, you could try to scare someone into talking to you. Up to you.
Oh, persuasion.
Yeah, all
My
right.
intimidation is not great.
Okay, sure.
22
22.
for persuasion.
Uh,
Yes.
at some point during this like couple of minutes walking through this area, you find a sort of kind-looking halfling whose eyes are so squinted shut that you probably cannot see you.
That is so unfortunate because I want to ask her if she's seen Bartlett.
Well, she's also not opposed to. She doesn't like give you any dirty looks because she can't see you. So you know.
Okay. All right. Well, then fine. I'm gonna go over there and be like, "Excuse me.
Oh, hello, dearie. Yes, what can I do for you?
I might be truly asking the absolute wrong person, but have you? I don't want to say seen. Such as feels mean. Have you experienced a satyr, a small, buff, very exudes strangely
but
sexual energy at times.
No, but I'd like to. Buff, you said.
Very muscular.
Ooh,
He's
oh my.
he's quite.
Yes.
n-
Tell me
I'm
more.
not- well, no, I don't think I will.
Oh,
You and none of your friends, no one's
my friends are all dead.
right. If I was looking for someone in the city,
Yes.
what would
You're
you
asking
recommend?
the blind old woman. Probably not the
Yes,
best
no,
start.
I
That said,
understand.
I do. I can hear. You understand? I my like sense of smell and
Right,
taste
I'm not.
and hearing.
Yes,
Taste maybe not so useful.
Sorry,
in context, but yeah, I haven't heard anyone coming down here who's unusual sounding. You said he was a satyr.
yes, he's about 3.5
Yeah.
feet tall.
Oh, it's adorable.
It's very cute, yes. And if I had lost someone in this city,
Yes.
what would you recommend I do?
Oh, I would recommend you don't lose them in the first place, dearie. Yeah.
That's so unbearably helpful. Thank you.
Well, you asked.
Mm.
I suppose you could ask maybe some children. They seem.
Are there
more
any-
likely to-
Children around me?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm asking you, Benjamin. Dungeon Master Benjamin.
There are. Make a perception check.
God fucking damn it. No more checks. I know that's what. Well, that's another fucking nat one. So fuck me and fuck this game.
What I will say is, even on a nat one, like you definitely have seen some kids on the way over here.
You know what kids are.
Yeah, like you know. Yeah.
On that nat one, you forget the concept of children.
What is a child?
Hello,
like
my fellow kids.
How do you do, fellow children?
The big issue that you see here is that like this old woman clearly doesn't realize that you're like not from around here, and you get the sense like she's maybe not entirely with it because you did tell her that you like lost your friend, and if you were from here, how could like you'd have
Yeah.
some idea of like how to locate them, whatever. But the issue that you've run into is that like the kids are afraid of you, and therefore like you've seen some kids, but they've immediately hidden themselves, and
Scared of me?
they
Yeah,
are
I'm so
probably a little bit
pretty.
scared of you.
Sad.
You're not dressed like you're from around here, and therefore
fuck.
they are reticent to engage in any way.
Follow-up question, darling. Is there a
Yes, of
clothing
course.
store? A clothing store?
How big are you?
How big am I?
Yeah.
Average, average height, I'd
Oh,
say.
it's average. Where are you? Average. I'm.
How tall is she?
I mean, as a halfling, she's 4-ish feet tall. I mean, she's also like hunched over and tiny.
I would say I'm. Okay, here's a question. What do they measure in in Dungeons and Dragons? Is it feet? Is it meters?
I believe it's feet for
Yeah.
simplicity's sake.
Yeah, we'll just
Okay,
say
so-
feet. Yeah.
For simplicity's sake, I'm not 2 feet larger than you are, darling.
Oh, you could probably find some more back in sort of the shopping center. Yes. Which way were you walking when you came across?
I came
me?
from the tree.
Oh, yeah, the tree, of course. Yeah, so you can go back to the tree and you're going to take a right. And you're going to go up 3 blocks, then you're going to take a left.
And approximately 2 blocks down, you should find the shopping center.
Fantastic. Thank you.
You're
So-
so welcome.
My
Hey, if you find your tiny friend, let him know. Come on by.
I will. Sorry, I didn't catch your name. What was your name again?
Oh,
darling?
Sir.
Beatrice.
Beatrice.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Beatrice. You have
you're
been.
so welcome. What's your name, young lady?
My name's. You can call me Susan.
Remarkably mundane name for such a remarkably unmundane sounding voice.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes. Good luck finding your friend.
Thank you so much, darling. I will not forget this. And I'm
I
gonna.
probably will.
Well, I said I wouldn't, but you might.
Yeah,
That is a
fair
fair
enough.
point.
Good luck out
Um,
there.
You know what I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna do?
No.
As I'm gonna like put my hand on her shoulder.
Mhm.
And I'm going to give her some guidance as I leave because she was very helpful. And I hope that the next thing that she tries to do goes well for her.
She pulls out a big old bong and just like rips some like dank halfling weed.
That's what she uses her guidance
Nice.
for?
Hell yeah. She's trying to get high as fuck, bro.
Fair enough.
You couldn't find her later. Like, if she dropped her later on her. And
Ah, okay. All right. I helped her out. Okay. I'm like, well, wasn't quite what I had in mind, but you know what? To each their own.
Yeah.
And my current plan is just go and look more like a local so that I can ask more people and not be whatever. So that's
Cool.
where I'm at.
Okay, cool.
So I'm walking
Um,
back in towards where the shops are.
Sweet. All right. So that conversation probably takes you a couple minutes. So we're going to give Barlin a couple rounds here to try and figure out where he's at. So, Barlin, you're walking down like with the the wall on one side, and you've got to get back to that tree.
Mhm.
What is your plan here? So are you just going to go like straight back until you eventually see it? What's your thought process?
Yeah. So I remember when I was walking the opposite direction, I was playing my pan flute, and I was doing a fairly okay job at it. People were tapping some toes. I noticed.
Yeah.
I did notice that, if nothing else.
Absolutely.
So, in remembering some of those feet, I looked to one that was tapping the last time I came by here
Mm.
and say,
You knows where I can get back to that tree? The big one. Sorry, I'm a little bit lost.
Well, you were looking for the big tree, huh?
Yeah. You know where the big tree is?
Yeah, I know the big tree is, but it's going to cost you a little bit. You know what I'm talking about. Information is not free around these parts.
Well, I can pay you in.
You got any money?
No. I'm not trusted with the money.
Eh. Me either. What else you got?
Let me see. Let me see what I got here. I got a trident.
What?
A trident. This feels very aggressive. I'm just this, you're like run-of-the-mill street urchin, You got any food?
I got some rations.
Oh, shit, yeah. I'll take some rations.
All right, here's my 1 day of rations. That's all I got.
It's going to last me for like a week, my dude. Perfect. All right. Well, shit. I mean, okay, fair enough. All right. You're going the right way.
Oh, perfect.
Good start. You're going to walk for like maybe 1, 2, 3 more intersections, like alleys. So you're going to pass 3 more alleys, and then you're going to take a left. Well, you're just going to like look. You'll see the tree. You can't miss it.
That's great. Perfect.
Thanks for the food, my dude. This
Yeah.
is the best. It's fucking awesome. It's like a month's worth of food.
Well, I got this wife now, so I'm expecting like a
Oh,
full meal.
you
Like,
fancy
you know
guy.
what I mean?
You're married. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's.
I'm actually trying to go find a job.
Oh, you're trying to settle down and have some kids.
You
With the
gotta
wife,
be
you gotta have a
uh,
job. It makes sense. I had a
you
wife
know.
once.
once.
Yeah, she left me.
Oh,
Yeah.
what was her name?
Janice.
Fuck Janice.
Yeah, fuck Janice.
That's right.
I loved her so much.
Well, I'll be seeing you. I start playing like the penny whistle song as I walk away.
Oh god, I miss her so much. Yeah. So you leave this poor, like, crying, like, crumpled wreckage of a person. It's unfortunate, but you're able to find your way back to the tree because you can you count to 3?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, excellent. I mean, you're a
I got-
musician, so you have to have
I got-
some idea of, like,
Yeah, I can at least count to 8.
perfect.
I think that's where it
For-
maxes out. Is 8.
Well, is it like per like goat hoof? You could do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that how?
Well, I have regular hands.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you got regular hands. Right, you're not like
But I have,
full
like-
goat person. You're
but I have,
partial
like-
goat person.
I have goat
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 hooves.
legs
Yeah, yeah.
and goat eyes and
You can
horns.
count. You can count to 12 because you have 10 fingers and 2 hooves.
So 14.
Wait, goat hooves are split into 2.
Well, that's true. 14.
Yeah,
Yeah.
14.
All right. Anyway,
That's pretty good. That's like a bunch of notes.
Yeah. All right. You know what? I'm gonna have you guys do a quick luck roll to see if we can move the plot forward.
Ugh.
You are each gonna roll me a d10.
A D10, you
Okay.
say?
Uh huh.
Well, I've had worse
5.
rolls. 4.
Yeah. 4. Okay. So you're within one of each other. You guys both get back at approximately the same time to the central area with the big tree. Let's say there's like a 10-second discrepancy between the two of you. So you do see one another.
Jesus Christ.
I'm Relina. I thought
Where
you were
did
napping.
go? Well, I was, and then I realized that sending you by yourself to do anything was probably a terrible idea. So I followed
I
you.
mean, I was finding my way.
Well,
I met this really
'cause
nice
it looks
guy.
like you're coming from the opposite direction of where the guard tower is. So
It was a little mix around. It's okay.
right. Well, why don't we go together to get you a job? God, that seems like it's not going to make the best image when you and your wife walk in looking for a job. But you know what? That's fine. I can wait outside. It'll be perfectly lovely.
Wait outside. You're like his mom.
Right? Like,
drive you to the store to get your first job, honey.
thanks for dropping me off.
I'll drop you off and I'll pick you up. Just text me when you're ready.
Oh boy.
So I guess, well, what I will say first is something that did occur to me on my foray forward past the tree is maybe we should look like we blend in just the smallest touch more. Do you
Well,
wanna
why
go
didn't you say so?
shopping? I just
I
did.
mean, I have a disguise kit.
Oh, well, that might actually help more than buying clothing would.
Yeah, you know, my time performing as a gladiator, I sometimes have to get different stage masks, belts,
I really don't know, but
bandanas.
that's so. Can you make yourself look like? And I kind of just like gesture around at all the other people who are walking to and fro.
Well, I mean, I can put a hat on to hide the horns, and I'll look more like a halfling. Except for
that is-
the whole foot thing. But I guess I could put some pants on.
Shoes? Pants? Are you not wearing pants right now?
I never wear pants.
Satyrs famously don't wear pants. They've just got furry little legs.
Well,
And
think
I
some
did,
pants,
like-
shoes, a hat to make you
So
look
I-
less.
I put on
satory.
my one costume to make me less like a satyr.
Fantastic.
What?
How do you people wear these boots? This is
I
so
mean-
obnoxious.
So
the idea
it's kind
that
of
the toes, because there is nothing in them, the toes are just kind of like limp. I mean, so at first glance, you no longer look like a satyr, but upon further inspection, there is something definitively wrong with the way that your knees bend because they bend like the wrong
back-
direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
all right.
Because-
I'm gonna walk him to his job interview.
Jesus. I mean, very, very presumptuous to assume that the job market is such you just get an interview. But sure, yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna walk him to his job application. I don't know what the fuck ever.
Sure.
Holding his
Okay.
hand. No, I'm not. I'm gonna make his lunch, drop him off.
All right. So you guys are walking now straight through the square in the direction.
Yeah, we're
from the
going
direction
right.
that Barlon was moving.
Yeah, we're going
Yes.
the right way to the
Correct
guard.
way.
Okay, cool. So you go up the 3, you take a right. Sure enough, large, kind of imposing building. There's a couple of guards posted on the outside, and they kind of look you guys up and down. One of them says,
Before we get close enough, I'd like to kneel down so we're roughly the same height. Just kind of like adjust his collar. Got this, all right? You are smart. You are capable. You can do this. I believe in you. Now say it. Say back. Say I am smart. I am capable, and I can do this.
I am smart. I am capable. I can do this. I'm really. I appreciate how into character you're getting, but I mean, I'm a muscly guy. What else are they looking for a guard?
I just mean that you're going to be ostensibly lying to them, and that is not your strongest suit, if you will.
That may be true, but I am a performer at heart.
This is true. This is true. And I give him a little pat on the head, and I go forth.
I like wiggle my horns.
you know what I'm gonna say? Take some
Oh,
inspiration
wait.
for that little.
I was gonna say,
say,
as I pat him on the head, I would also like to cast guidance because
okay, all right.
Oh, excellent.
that feels
Yeah,
right.
you can still take a point of inspiration from that little talk there.
Nice.
Yeah.
And is there what is going on outside, or is it just like nothing besides the outside of the guardhouse? Because I would like to look like I'm occupied with something, but if I can't, I'm just gonna chill.
I'd say this street is pretty much just like the backs of buildings, and then like it's kind of like designed that in such a way that there's not ways, like if somebody was being detained and they're brought in, if they like break out of custody or whatever, there's not just like lots of open places for them to then run into. So it's kind of like this is almost like a I don't want to say a back alley because it's a full street, but it's sort of like empty, for lack of
In that case, I am just chilling.
Are there any plants?
There are no plants on this street. The street is very much just like paved. There's a couple of like lamps, like
honestly
magical lamps, and then the entrance to the guardhouse.
I'm just gonna chill outside.
Cool.
Just hang
So
out.
you're just gonna stand there. So there's the 2 guards on either side, and you're just gonna stand like 15 feet away, and you're just gonna like
I'm just
awkwardly stare at each other.
I think I'm just gonna be like, hello, how are you? My name's Susan.
Yeah,
It's
nice.
lovely to meet you. And then I think I'm just gonna try to make small talk with them the whole time that he is inside there.
Yeah, this is lovely. I love when strangers come up to me on my shift and try to talk to me. This is great. Oh God. But they look at you, Barlow, and are like, can we help you at all? What are you doing?
I am looking for a gig, and I heard that you needed some new members of the guard.
We are a little short-staffed these days. That is true.
And
yeah,
a strong, muscly guy like myself. I
you're
can
gonna be.
provide my own weapons. I know how to handle them.
These are all great arguments for the temporary employment. Yeah, step inside. Second door on the right is the marshal.
Mr. Bobbert.
That's the one.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. As you walk inside, you hear one of them lean to the other and go, "Oh yeah, he's gonna be great on traffic duty." Jesus, fucking that guy. All right, well now we just gotta awkwardly, I guess, look at this lady.
Hello.
This is
How are you?
I'm at work. Thanks. So you go inside, second door on the right.
I like to imagine that I'm in like an uncomfortable distance where it's like maybe a little bit too close for it to just be like casual.
So like so there's 2 posted. Are you just like standing next to one of them?
Yes.
Oh God, I'm uncomfortable and I don't have social anxiety. This just sounds terrible. Sure. Wow. Yikes. I hate that for them. It's like very much just like stands. It's just like he's assigned to his post, right? So he can't really move, but like to the extent that someone can inch away from you without inching away from you, he is absolutely doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So you're standing out there very much within someone's personal space, and Barlin, you go inside, and there's a number of guards there. There's like one person at like an intake desk. You see further back that there is another door, and then you can kind of like through the like there's a window sort of at the top, like classic dungeony stuff, right? Like and you can see what looks to be holding cells beyond that. But on your right hand side, you do see a door with a placard on it that I don't know that you can read. But it's the second door on the right, so like.
I look for the one that looks like it says Bob, because I think I could suss that out.
I think you probably suss that out too. Yeah.
Aha, Bob. I think this is it.
All right.
I like straighten up a little bit, run like I like lick my hand and like run it over my hair and like rub my horns. And
All
knock.
right. Okay. You hear a voice from inside say, "Can I help you?"
Hello, Bobbert.
Speaking. Yeah.
I would like to work for you.
You can come. Just come in. Come in.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Yes, I thought you had opened. Yeah. Please take. Oh, you are shorter than I expected. Come on in.
But
please
what I
take a
make
seat.
up in height, I make up in strength.
You mean what you lack in
Nope. Mm-mm. No. What he makes up in height, he makes up in strength.
Perfect. Fantastic. Wonderful.
Yep. I said what I said.
Okay, but fair enough. What are you?
I heard you needed some gods.
We are a little bit short-staffed recently. That is true.
You're the third person to tell me that today.
Wow, that was really getting around. That's not good. Probably should hire somebody. Yeah. So, what do you do? What's your background? Give it to me straight. What's your area of expertise?
My area of expertise lies with this axe, and I like pull out my great axe.
Oh shit! They just here with that thing. We really gotta step up security. Fucking shit. All right. Yeah.
I spent a lot of time as a gladiator, and then
Okay.
did some freelance work for a while.
Freelance work.
All above board. I was a part of the
Alright.
union. Don't worry. But
Do you have any warrants out for your arrest anywhere? Anything like that?
None that matter.
Good enough for me. All right. How are you at pointing people and being pointing in different directions based on what people need?
Oh, excellent. I can point any direction.
Perfect. You know what? Normally I like to be a little more thorough with the interview process, but we are in fact very short staffed. That is, the rumors are definitely true. Let's try this. We do sort of a trial run for a day. Obviously, you're paid. I'm not trying to take advantage of your time. Put you on traffic duty in one of the main areas, and you're going to just be directing carts where they need to go to ensure that people arrive in a timely fashion and we don't have any traffic jams. So the way it's going to work is folks coming in with textiles, fabrics, that sort of thing. You're gonna, when they come through the sort of the intake gate where they're checking with customs, that kind of thing. You're gonna point them to the left folks with raw materials like wood, fruits, vegetables, that sort of thing, things that are going to need to go to the warehouse before they're then sent out. Those are going to go to your right. And then folks with sort of the more finished products, whether that be clothing or whether that be mainly clothing, because we kind of supply most of the jewelry, that sort of thing. That's going to go straight back behind you. So I'm going to put you up on a little pedestal, and as folks come in, you're going to identify what it is that they have, and then direct them in the appropriate.
And what if they need to go to the monastery?
Oh no, no one should need to go to the monastery who's coming in from out of town. That's strictly off limits for outsiders.
Good.
So nothing to worry about there. Yeah. Yep. Wonderful. Can you start tomorrow? Is that reasonable? I mean, it's like 4 p.m., so I figure we're not going to have you do this for today, but
Yeah, of course.
all right, wonderful. I don't know if we have any outfits that are your size, but we can, as far as like the length, but the width, I think we can accommodate. We had a couple guys, a couple of orcs who worked for me for a bit, and who, yeah, that should work. Come with me for a second, and he's gonna. So you guys go out, unless you have anything else that you want to do in this room.
As we walk out, I do want to kind of mention.
Now, I gotta say, I do have a little bit more experience than I think you're really putting me to use for. If I was on a scale of like 1 to 20, I'm at least an 11. And it's like quasi-logarithmic.
I don't know what that word means.
Do you know what that means, Marlon?
I was told it once. I just,
All right, fair
I
enough.
thought it sounded very good.
It did. It sounded really good. Yeah. I just, I feel like I'm under obligation, as your potential employer, that I should be honest about the fact that I have no fucking clue what that means.
I'm saying I'm pretty strong.
Oh, all right. I mean, as
tough.
a fellow,
I'm pretty tough.
Okay. All right. All right. Well,
Are they back out yet by any chance?
they're still inside the building, so they're
we're inside
actually,
the building.
Yeah. So you guys pop out as you're having this conversation, and you
Yeah.
go into the next room, and he grabs a guard's tunic, and you've seen guards sort of around, that is definitely wide enough, but is easily he's very clearly made for somebody who's 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
And so he's like, here, try this one on, and he puts it on you, and there's just most of it is on the floor.
I'll pin it.
I love the ingenuity.
See, I told you. You don't like my stuff.
It's excellent.
But is there anything a little bit more high risk? I'm looking for
High risk, high reward.
something a little bit more challenging than.
More challenging. Hey, listen.
I understand.
People talk a lot of smack about traffic
duties.
duties, but the fact of the matter is, it takes someone with
takes a
incredible
village.
capacity to endure. I have seen it break some of my toughest officers, which is why I thought, as a fellow man of culture, you might be up to the task.
I think I can handle it.
I believe in you, kid. You seem you got a good head on your shoulders.
But if anything opens up, maybe like a detective or something.
Oh, a detective that requires at least 5 years on the force.
5 years.
It's not a small investment. You got to show that you're really in it.
This is one of those moments where someone having charm person would just be very clutch. Could
Yeah, the only-
polymorph him. I think it's gonna help.
God.
I don't know if that would make it better or worse.
All right. Well, hey, let's get the paperwork done over here. You talk to Molly here behind the desk. She'll get you set up, and then you come back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. We'll get you good to go. that sounds good. Then you can be on your way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, listen, glad to have you on the force. You seem like you're going to be a real asset to the team.
I will try my hardest every day for at least 5 years.
Hey, you looking for that investigator role, huh? Detective.
Yeah.
I like the ambition. We need more of that on the force.
Thanks. Well, I'll be on my way then. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you here 8 a.m. tomorrow.
8 a.m. Shot.
All right. What's your name again? But I probably should have asked that right at the beginning. I don't know what the fuck I was. I got excited. You said you were looking for a job. I'm shorthanded. I got excited. What's your name again?
Barlin.
Barlin. I'm Bobbert. It's great to make your acquaintance.
Bobbert. Yeah, actually, that Demia, she told me about you.
Oh,
She said that you were looking for guys.
Demi, I sent you. All right. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, hey, look, you tell her we'll be checking in, and I appreciate her sending you my way, huh?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Can I roll insight on that?
Absolutely you can.
Oh my gosh, that sounded real creepy.
I didn't like any of that, but I'm not there to do anything about it.
Oh, I have guidance though, right?
You
You
do.
and you also have inspiration,
Advantage.
so you can have it. You can take advantage on that too if you want to.
Can I actually?
Yeah, of course.
And you got that D4. Wait, what does it mean? No, it's still a D4. Okay.
So a D4. Total of 14.
Total of 14. You know what? We'll have just to make everything fair. I'm gonna have make a deception check. That's not great. He doesn't have anything to deception, and that's a natural 6. So you see right through it. That's probably not good news for her. Yeah, you can tell that there's like, oh, that wasn't like a nice checkup. That's like a threatening checkup. Yeah.
I just think to myself, I'm not getting any sleep tonight.
Newlywed life, am I right? Womp womp. All right, so you talk with Molly, and you get whatever, she takes her name down, that sort of thing. Pay is given here, so you don't have to worry about that. And you're given an additional a medallion to wear around your neck that is also sort of effectively dog tags, identifies who you are. It's been etched magically with your name.
Did they check my visa? Do I have a working visa? How does
they
this work?
they did check your visa. So they have visas essentially for your stay, and over the course of the conversation, she's like, right, so assuming that things go well and you end up receiving a permanent position on the force, then we obviously the 1 week time frame of your visit will no longer be applicable, and we can set you up in sort of force housing, not forced, but force housing. We have abodes that are available for you and your spouse.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, and you're welcome to live there.
Is there room to grow?
Oh, you do you mean personally, or
do you mean children, or do you mean your career?
For a family.
Oh, a family.
This town just is so nice. I've really grown fond of it.
Really lovely. I'm very glad to hear that. Already, just this case, the course of one afternoon.
Well, it's not every day you get to a new place, you get a job, start a new life with your wife.
It's truly spectacular. I do wish the best for you both. I do think that we could probably arrange for, of course, pending the arrival of children, arrange for you to be moved to a larger residence to accommodate. Yes, I don't see any reason why that wouldn't be the case. But first things first. Let's have your first day go well tomorrow, and then we can talk about that as things progress.
Of course, of course.
Wonderful. Well, best of luck. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Thank you very much. See ya.
Ta-ta. Yes.
Bye.
Cool. So you head out, back out the front door. Unless, I guess I shouldn't say that. Do you want to head back out, or do you want to do something else while you're here?
No. Actually, I do.
Okay.
Is there like a bullpen of like?
Yeah.
Like guards or like officers or whatever.
Yeah. There's like a sort of past the office where Molly works. There's like another larger one, and you do see there's like a number of desks. You see there's like an Aarakocra in like a large like trench coat, like very like noir investigator vibe.
Do I see any like open case files of something that would like tip me off into something strange?
Are you
I'm
trying to
more
do
than
this
happy.
surreptitiously?
Oh, of course.
Okay. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to need you to do is make a stealth check for me.
And I'm outside being like, do you think it's a good thing for so long? I feel like that's a good thing.
I couldn't tell you.
I just feel like if he was going to get thrown out, he would have been thrown out by now, which means he probably has a job.
Oh,
so excited.
yeah. If you wouldn't mind just taking a step back, it would really be
No.
just, like uncomfortably close.
I take exactly like a half an inch step in the other direction.
It's just some people.
Let me make sure I don't have anything that can help in this situation.
Sure. I'll say the fact that you're 3.5 feet tall does not hurt because you are approximately the same height as the desks.
Yeah.
Does that give him advantage?
It probably gives him like a boost to the whatever the stealth roll is.
It's like lowers the DC.
Yeah, effectively.
That's good because I rolled a 4.
Oh,
Not good. Not good.
well, here I'm just gonna. Yeah. Okay. So he like the Aarakocra like fully catches you and is like, "Hey, what are you doing over there, little fella?"
Oh, me? I'm new. I just started
Oh,
tomorrow,
you're
technically.
new. Yeah. Well, hey, welcome to the force, bud. You probably shouldn't be poking around those, though. You're not on the detective squad, are you?
No, but I've dreamt of being one. It's kind of a goal of mine one day. I was told 5 years is the minimum.
5 years is the minimum. Yeah, it's true. It's grueling to get here. So maybe leave that alone there. Appreciate you.
I definitely don't notice anything. Do you?
I will say, okay, you can make a perception check with disadvantage because you have only a moment to do
Got it.
to look around. Yeah.
So this is investigation, you said?
Yes.
That's very unfortunate for me. Because at disadvantage, that was an 8 with my -2.
Oof.
In hindsight, I really should have been the one who applied for this job.
Okay, with an 8, I'll still give you some information because it's not you didn't critically fail.
Yeah.
You just briefly catch a date on. You don't get any information off, but you do catch a date, and it's a little bit over a month ago. And it's just like a sort of like the top of the piece of paper is sticking out, so that's all you're able to see.
Okay.
But there is like an envelope full of information here. But that's what you got to work with at the moment.
Did the Raven man give me a name?
No, he did not.
Okay. Well, as I'm like kind of like taking a step back and like walking away, almost apologetically, I look to him and kind of wave one hand and spin with the other as I like say to him, "Hey, detective,
Yeah.
this is gonna be my my new move first day on the job tomorrow." And I kind of like do a bunch of like hand gestures
Uh-huh.
and try to, with some sleight of hand,
Uh-huh.
snag that envelope. I do some spins and like there's fur, like my pants fall down or whatever has to happen happens.
Like I get naked, I don't care. Whatever distracts him.
Okay. Okay, make a performance check first.
Okay.
Yeah, let's start there. Let's start there.
That's a 9.
9. Okay. All right, so over a 10 would have been advantage on the stealth check, or the sleight of hand check. But I will, we'll make a contested roll here. And I'll let you know that he's got a decent bonus to his perception.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
I wish I could have
Rolling
double guidance
so
you.
poorly. I have +6 to sleight of hand.
Okay.
And my total is a 9.
You beat his 6.
No way!
I rolled a natural 4 on perception.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, actually, that would make it an 8. But either way, you still beat it. Your pants drop, and he's like fully caught for a second. Like, your pants there. It just may avert my eyes. And as he averts his eyes for a moment, you're able to swipe that chunk of information.
Bada boom! I'll see you later. Sorry about the pants thing. I promise it won't happen tomorrow.
I appreciate. Yeah, probably not.
Especially, I'll be on my pedestal. That would be very embarrassing.
That'd be real bad. We don't want that to be the first impression.
You know, just here, just with everybody on the force, it's fine. You know, I get it. Just not out there. Got it. Thanks. Sorry about that. Bye.
That's all right. You
and I'm gone before he even finishes.
Okay. Oh, all right. Well,
you
guys
seems
nice.
How was your interview?
Honey, I got the gig.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. I knew you could do it.
I start tomorrow, 8 a.m.
Oh, darling, that's absolutely fantastic. Why don't we go home so we can converse privately? Just how excited I am for you to have this job that is going to be so life-changing for us as a couple.
Yeah, exactly. And I was actually talking to the people inside, and they said, if things go well, they'll have housing for us.
Oh.
And future children.
Beautiful. I can't wait. I think I'm just gonna link up arms with him and start walking him towards the end.
You're gonna link arms with him?
I'm just walking side by side like this.
I think linking arms is he's essentially grabbing onto your elbow.
I'm just holding on. I'm like this. I'm like I'm on the subway.
Yes.
I'm like
me on the subway. Every time I try to reach up to those, I'm on my tiptoes, just I can hold on. I can do it. All right, so we're gonna head back to the inn and debrief in private.
Cool.
And that sounds like a euphemism, but truly is not.
We'll debrief.
And debrief.
It'll be great to get these off. I usually don't even wear these things. How do you even do this?
Let me know when we get home and I can speak openly. or if anything happens on the way there.
No, I mean, I think if you're wearing the medallion that sort of like lets people know that you work for the city guard, even though you look outlandish. Well, no, you're still wearing your clothes, so you look, I mean, relatively normal. But with that on, people are like a little bit less wary. I mean, they're still wary of you because you're a lawman now, but they're like a little bit less wary of you because you're no longer like you're not other.
I'm on the path to citizenship, baby.
Exactly. You're climbing that ladder. So I'd say, like easy enough. You guys get back. You're, no one bothers you or anything like that. I do want you to make a perception check. Just both of you. Go ahead, make a perception check.
Let's see, what is my perception? Okay.
How do I
Natural
change-
fucking 20, bitch.
I got a 4.
You got a 4. Okay.
Plus 4, so it's a 24. But so lots of multiples of, not multiples of, but you know what I mean. Lots of 4s in the.
Yeah.
4s in the house.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
Okay.
multiple. Anyway, it's the point.
So, Emerlina, you notice as you guys are walking that there is an Aarakocra that seems to be following you in like a trench coat at a distance. Is like doing a pretty good job of being stealthy about it, but like you pick up on it like a couple of times and eventually realize like, okay, this is not just coincidence. Like he's walking the same way.
Can
There's like
I-
definitely someone following us.
Intentionally steer us somewhere that's not the inn that we're going to, but like potentially would be like a spot to have a confrontation with this person.
Sure.
And I'm going to
You
whisper to
can-
Barla and be like, they're following us, and I would like to not chat with them at the inn. So why don't we turn here and then wait? Can I take them back to where I chatted to the old woman?
Definitely can do that. Yes,
Great.
Yes.
absolutely.
So I'm going to lead them back in that direction.
I don't think it's this way, darling.
I literally just said to you that I'm not going the correct way because the person behind us is following us. So just be cool.
Okay.
Somewhat sheepishly, or sorry, goatishly.
Goatishly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys go back, and there she is, whose name I've totally forgotten. Chad, if you remember.
Darling, Beatrice, I remember. I told you.
my friend. Yes.
I told you, beautiful goat boy, back to me. I have.
Goat boy. I don't
Can we
know if
come
like
in
that,
for tea?
but,
Oh, tea.
Yes, we'd love to come inside for tea.
Any reason why not? Of course. Just puts a
this
hand out
is-
to. So she's like puts a hand out. She's like feeling for either one of you, whoever it is that's closest to her.
I lean forward with my bicep first.
Oh, she just. Oh my. Yes, tea. Come in.
Marlon, darling, why don't you go inside and keep Beatrice company for just 2 minutes? I would like to have a quick conversation with a friend of mine who I do see back there.
you might pimp. Yeah, okay.
Jesus.
And I would like to sort of stay out in the stoop where I can be seen from inside the house and kind of like beckon the Aarakocra over.
Okay. Yeah. So, Marlon, you go inside with this lovely, ancient halfling woman who is just kind of. She's more than a little handsy. In fairness, she does appear to be blind, and therefore
Fair.
is like trying to get a sense of like who you are. But like, it's definitely not just that. Like, she definitely also like very much like, like squeezes the
She's
muscles like a little
not
bit too
into
much.
it.
She's yeah. There's like a mild ulterior motive here. How do you feel about that, by the way?
So what did my lovely wife tell
Oh.
you?
Oh, you're married. bollocks.
I mean, that doesn't stop me from falling for a pretty face.
Oh, you shameless flatterer, you. Yeah. Well, she said, I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm stoned as fuck. I don't really remember the
I
conversation.
forgot she was stoned as
Did
fuck.
mention that you're very muscular, though. And I do remember that part. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the muscles, that's for sure. I'm a gladiator.
Ooh. Tell me about that. What's that like?
Well, sometimes it's very exciting. I perform, I kill animals,
Oh.
a lot of
Aye.
hoopla,
Oh, hoopla.
a lot of. It's all for the glory, you know?
Oh. Does it pay well?
Oh, extremely.
Oh, lovely.
There's a lot of lots of perks.
Oh, what are the perks?
Well, excellent healthcare.
Interesting. Now, that is unexpected.
Well, you know, it's really all or nothing in my line of work.
That's actually, that does make sense now that the more I think about it. Yeah.
So,
Probably not a whole lot to treat if they're.
yeah. And
Ooh.
turnover's high, so
Yeah, that makes sense. Approximately 50% per fight, I imagine. Yeah.
yeah. But, you know, I'm still here.
That's great.
And I've been in many battles, so that tells
Ooh.
you something.
Do you have any scars?
Yeah.
Oh,
Feel this one.
Ooh. So as ooh, and then we'll smash cut to outside as she like you tell her about your scars. She like feels your muscles, you know.
Darling,
So-
excuse me. Can you just come here quickly? Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Are you talking to me?
Is this the same guy from? Okay, great. I mean, I don't know this.
You don't know.
Hello, darling. My name
Oh,
is Susan.
Oh, Susan, that's a great name.
It is
pleasure
so
to meet you.
lovely to meet you.
What a coincidence that you
Just a
you
small
know my
thing.
friend here. Yeah,
Small thing, yes.
absolutely.
Help but wonder / notice / be curious about the fact that you are following us.
Oh, it's
And-
standard procedure. When we got new people on the force, we'll make sure that they get home safe and sound. You know, it's just we don't want any new
Sight,
members of the
motherfucking
yeah,
check.
of course. Go for it.
Teen.
What was that? I mean, he seems hard to read Eric Okra. You know, like with the feathers in the face and stuff, it's like much harder to get a sense of you know, whether or not they're telling the truth, just because like it's very different from you know, like reading, you know,
Right.
like an average human face. There's like no lip
Right,
twitches or
well-
anything like that to be a bit of a tell.
Darling, well, I appreciate that. We are visiting an old friend, Beatrice. We're actually going to be staying here tonight. So you don't have
Oh,
to
that's
worry
lovely,
about
yeah.
us. We're perfectly fine. Yes. Beatrice, you know, Beatrice is a friend of my mother's. They go way back. You know how time
yeah.
is with like, you understand.
Mothers.
you-
Yeah.
Truly, it can be. I mean, what's your relationship like with your mother? I'd love to hear.
Oh, you know, Eric Okra, it's kind of complicated and
Oh,
you
I'm
know,
so sorry.
no, it's fine. It's just I don't really know you. Maybe
No,
just
darling, of
no,
course,
it's
of course.
okay.
No,
Listen, you guys enjoy the rest of your night.
you as
Uh,
well, sweetie.
You let your husband know that we're looking forward to him starting bright and early
Oh, and I
tomorrow.
know that he's looking
Yeah.
so forward to it. Actually, is there any way I can contact you in case we have an emergency?
Just come on by, or you can talk to any of the guards in the vicinity. Whatever works for you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, we'll be here all night tonight, and first thing in the
Wonderful.
morning, he will just head over to the station. It will be perfect and lovely. And it was so nice. Sorry, what? I missed your name. What was your name?
Oh, it's Lieutenant Brog.
Brog? Like
Brog,
B-R-O-G Brog.
Actually, two G's there. Yeah.
2 G's.
B-R-O-G-G.
Fantastic. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Fantastic.
you, Mr. Brog.
And you said your name is Susan, right?
Susan, yes, you can call me
Oh,
Susan.
Susan. Great.
That's what all my friends call me, so I think we're friends now.
Well, that's very generous of you to just skip from acquaintances, but I appreciate it.
Now,
right. Well,
Sir
hey, listen,
Brog, why
guys-
don't you get home safe?
Likewise, you enjoy
and I'm
your night here
sure-
with Beatrice.
I'm sure that I will see you
Yeah.
plenty more at different barbecues and cookouts and the various sort of things that you guys do together to bond as fellow force mates.
Maybe that's a new policy or something. That's not familiar, but that sounds lovely. Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Great. Take care.
Let's go
now.
inside.
Yeah.
Does he appear to leave after I shut the door in his face?
Make a perception check.
I can do this thing. Maybe. Okay. All right. That is a 19.
19.
Mhm.
Yeah, he rounds the corner. He like goes to the end of the street, rounds the corner, and disappears.
Cool. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, Barlin, he's gone. I mean, you're welcome to stay if you want, but we could also go home. Are you muted, Zeki?
That explains so much. So you walk into me, and I'm still talking to this lovely young lass.
So I says to him, "You may be a centaur, but you're a real ass."
that's so. You're quite the wit, you know. Very funny.
Oh,
Squeezes the bicep again.
Oh, honey, here you are. Is everything okay?
Hello. Everything is wonderful, darling. We can go home now. Everything is ready for us to go home now, if you'd like.
That sounds perfect.
Oh, you're gonna go home and so soon.
I mean, unless you want to give us dinner, Beatrice, darling, because I mean, I can always expense it and then have it have been free, and then we could make some money. I kind of say that under my breath to Barlin.
Yeah, you were telling me how good your stew was.
That's
true. I
did tell you about that.
She did tell me earlier as well that she makes a very good roast chicken.
Did I? I don't remember that.
Absolutely, she did.
Yeah, it does. I do make a great roast chicken. Yeah, all right. It'd be lovely to have guests. Why don't you just make yourselves comfortable in the living room, and now old Beatrice will get right to making dinner.
And we'll
there's
commit fraud.
And you don't happen to smoke the long leaf, do you?
I mean, I've never said no.
Oh, delightful. She whips out this like behemoth bong, which is like packed. Like, well, you make yourselves comfortable. And there's wine in the cupboard. And I'll be back when I'm done prepping the dinner.
Emerlina definitely does not drink. She only smokes.
Fair play.
Being a satyr, Barlin does all of it.
Also tracks. Yeah. Cool. I mean, I think for the sake of brevity on this one, do you guys plan to spend the night, or are you just
what I was gonna do actually was when we wanted to leave, I was going to cast Pass Without a Trace on us so that if anyone was potentially trying to fuck around, we could try to get home without being seen.
Sure. I mean, you guys are. Zeki, do you have anything you want to add?
No, I mean, I wait for the signal from Emerlina. We, in our time working together, we have a couple like, not like safe words, but like indicator words that we like
we
are
got
going to
the
do
safe
something.
words.
I mean, we might. Who knows? Time will tell.
Pineapples!
But I give him the look. I give him the signal.
Okay, cool.
And once again, as I'm leaving, I do cast guidance on Beatrice, and I hope that for once she does not use it on a bong rip, but I don't know.
The world
She's
may
making
never
a
know.
chicken, so
I give her a little kiss on the forehead, and I'm like, Beatrice, darling, it was so lovely to see you.
Wonderful to have guests.
Yes, and I just give her like a quick peck on the forehead and give her some guidance.
Oh,
And I say,
lovely.
we are going to head home now, but I'm sure we'll see you. We're going to be here for about a week, so we'll be back. And
Well, come by anytime.
Lovely
It'd
to
be
meet
great
you.
to see you. Yes, yeah, of course. Thank you for coming over and keeping an old woman company. It's been very quiet since my Harold passed some years back.
anyway, we go home.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make stealth checks with the +10
plus
from
10,
Pass
yeah.
That Chase.
Yeah.
Well, I got a fucking another natural 20. This
Jesus
dice
Christ.
is doing the
I'm-
most for
I'm gonna
The
steal that
30?
for next session.
18 for me.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
So
I mean, they
10,
average it out.
8 is what I'm hearing.
Good average. You guys are able to get back, without being followed, and return to find that old halfling is still there drinking, which is impressive because it's been multiple hours now.
Just
That
just
old-
cause. Can I do a little bit of inciting this old halfling? Because I'm curious.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, is this
Well-
is this like
12.
12. Okay.
12.
It
he's
is
a dragon?
It's. It was him the whole time. It
It's
is
Brog!
remarkable to you that he is still able to continue drinking. But some halflings are just built like that, and that's it's just how
I
that's just how it
would
be.
like to pass without a trace if we can, essentially
Mm-hmm.
like stealth through so that any patron who is in there doesn't see us.
It's not a very big room that it's very difficult to do, but given
Okay.
the average, I'd say that at the very least, like it's not that people don't see you, it's just that you don't really make an impression as you come in.
Has
You know?
Barlin told me that essentially what's
I
her
told you
face?
nothing because we have not been in private yet.
Okay, great. Because I would like to warn Demaya, but I cannot if I don't know that she needs to be
You
warned.
have no idea.
All right, so we go upstairs to our room, I suppose.
So your room is large. It's like simply furnished and a little bit Spartan, but is nice enough. The whole place is very clean, all things
And it-
considered.
Oh, it is the newlywed suite.
It is the newlywed suite, so you get the sense that like it's pretty well scrubbed every time somebody stays here.
Oh yeah. Oh, just like that. Oh yeah.
Brog, I didn't realize you came along. with
Oh,
us.
guys. Hey.
uh, okay,
I'm so confused.
Non-canon. Wave the
Non-canon.
hand.
All right,
It's
so
not
you get back
happening.
to your room. What do you guys want to do?
All right, Paul and darling, tell me everything. What do I need to know that I don't already know?
Well, there's this, and I like give her.
Oh, the
The
fucking file. I
envelope.
forgot you swiped that.
You know how I have my ways sometimes. I just happened to
What's-
slip this into my pocket. Thanks for the pants. And
You are so welcome, darling. I like them. They look good on you.
really, I think they're constricting.
I think. No, sweetie, you look perfect.
But you
Anyway, let me
my
see that.
coat.
And I just take and I start ruffling through it.
Cool.
What do I see?
Well, what you see will have to wait until next time because I have no idea. And also, we've been going on for almost 3 hours. Slash, I would love to
Oh.
give Tristan the opportunity to get his
That's
PC
true.
sorted so we can have
That's
the full
true.
group.
Yeah, that'd be
Um,
great.
But I want to know.
I can show you. So
Say same time, probably next Tuesday.
yeah,
is-
same time next week. And here's what I will say in closing. Sort of like screen fades out on the two of you sitting on the floor of the room, sort of like looking through all the different papers and whatnot. And I imagine that the two of you work on this fairly late into the evening. And that's where we'll leave you for the time being as we're poring over the notes from this case.
No purpose.
Oh, and I may have gotten Demia in trouble.
End scene.
End scene.
Oh, Jesus fuck. All right.
Yeah.
I just popped our Discord if you would like to join. I'm also very fucking frustrated that I don't know what is happening because I want to know. But it's
I'm
okay.
gonna make up a whole bunch of shit between now and next week. Let's see. Y'all want to plug your
Zeki,
stuff?
plug your shit.
Yeah, plug your
Oh
shit.
my gosh,
Zeki.
so many things. Well, you can hear me as a gunslinging paladin tiefling on the A Tale of D20's main podcast, Descent into the Void, at ATOD and on Twitter. And then I am also the DM of the Natural Ones at the Nat1S cast on Twitter. We're putting out new episodes fairly frequently, I would say. And, you know, we have a ton of fun. It's more of like a comedy based show. So there's a lot of goofing, much like this cast has been.
I was going to
which
say,
has
are you
been
saying this isn't comedy based?
No, this has been very, very goof based, and I love it so much.
Do
All
love
the
our
goofs.
goofs.
Yeah, and that's me. What about you, Katie?
I am Katie. I do nothing other than this channel. I am at Cave into Mountain Twitter, at Katie Mera on Instagram, MEHERA. And I will be back here. Well, hopefully, we'll be back here tomorrow. Academy with Tristan, provided Tristan's computer works. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, we'll see me next week on Tuesday, finishing this crazy shit up.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, one shot could be a 3-shot. Who knows?
For what it's worth, the charity stream we're doing on August 28th the group started as a one-shot group that turned into probably a 10-shot. So, yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
With
We don't
multiple
do
DMs,
well with-
like
Yes, every
Yeah.
single one of us in the group has DM'd for the group at some point. So we don't do one-shots very well here in this space.
Yeah. One shot's not our forte.
All right,
But, you know,
Benjamin.
nothing wrong with that. I'm Ben. I DM here and I play here sometimes. And you can find me on Twitter at Ben_Mar_Moo. Ben M squared on Instagram, but I don't use that very much. One thing to know, this is sort of in relation to Twitch and the Discord, is if you are a Twitch subscriber and you would like to have that reflected in the Discord with the role of Twitch sub, you have to have your Twitch account and Discord accounts merged or linked. And then I have it set up so it'll automatically recognize that you are a Twitch sub and assign you the role appropriately.
Someone is asking where their squad is in chat.
Squad. Where's my squad? Wait, is this a
Ben.
joke? Then what?
Ben, where's your squad?
What squad?
Ben, where's your squad?
I don't have a squad. Wait,
You're being
Does that
yelled
make
at,
it
Ben.
better or worse?
should I have a squad? Should I have a squad?
I think so.
Wait, where's my squad? Where is my squad?
What even is a squad?
Obscure Gears quote,
Oh,
they say.
oh, god damn it! All right, I'll have to do my research. Fuck. But yeah, so pop into the Discord, come say hey. We hang out there. I'm literally always on Discord, so you know. And thank you all for joining us this evening for
Yes, thank you.
for part 1 of our one shot, as we do.
For part 1 of
Yeah.
our one shot,
Yeah.
very fucking on brand.
Yes,
Mike.
Aw, Ben, you're part of the
Hey.
squad any day.
part mine.
Yeah, do you know where your squad is? It's 10 p.m.
What's
It's
in your
9:50 p.m. and do you know where?
Soon.
Wallet.
All right.
All right, everyone.
Tuesday, more of this shit. Tomorrow, hopefully, weird fucking puzzles that I don't totally know how they work.
True. All right, y'all. thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you all very, very soon.
See you
Ciao.
soon.